How's it going, folks? Is of course, let's rank almost. I had to put that in quotes, as I always do. Almost every Super Nintendo game. Part 63. And we're double dipping. We're going on a second date, as some of you might see in my Twitch, if you're seeing it on the title and stuff like that. We're going back into Tokimeki Memorial, the Japanese release for the Super Nintendo, 1996. If you want the long name of it, it is. I don't know why they have this long name that's only for the Super Nintendo version. It's Tokimeki Memorial Densetsu no Ki no Shita de. Which loosely translates, if you're taking the whole name, it's Heartthrob Memorial under the... what was it? Under the Tree of Legend, or Beneath the Tree Legend? Again, it's the same thing. Anyways. Let's talk about this game. So, I ranked this game last week, and it went to a very high, not very high, it's relative, but top quarter of our list, right? Given that we've played 213 games, the bottom, of course, being Pit Fighter, Legend of Tree Heart Doki Doki Pack. No, it's, well, I mean, Magnum Scoops, it kind of depends, right? It's like, if we're going to look at the Japanese name versus the English name where it got released as, you know, Super Mario Legend of the Tree Heart 2, it's a completely different name, completely different game, different assets, you know. And then on TikTok, for whatever reason, every TikTok talking about this game is like, did you know? Yeah, Tokimeki USA. Thank you. Thank you, Magnificent Scoops. If my brain were only smooth enough to be that kind of a social media person, you know? If only. Would I have more views, a different audience? Yeah, maybe. Who could say? Who could say? Who could say? And then, of course, I'd need a better, like, Pogger's face, which I can't really do that well. So, Del Focus, hello, how's it going? Good to see you, good to see you. You know what the funny thing is about that, Mega Scoops? I actually very affectionately used to call the Lost Levels, you know, Super Mario Brothers 2, because I owned, Mega Scoops, I know we were talking about this earlier, but I had to start playing Fortnite. I'm good. Fortnite is fine. It's fine. It's a fine video game. If you like McDonald's, a lot of people like McDonald's, right? Probably will like Fortnite. It's fine. It's fine. What was I gonna say? I very much called Super Mario Brothers 2 the Lost Levels, one might say. Sorry, not 2. They just called it Super Mario Brothers the Lost Levels. I used to call that game Super Mario Brothers 2 growing up because I played that game before Super Mario Brothers 2 USA came out, right? Because I had a Famicom growing up. Sorry, let me be clear. I had Famicom games. My cousin, who I visited very often, had an original Nintendo Famicom, right? And like, I had, of course, because, you know, both of us played a lot of video games together and stuff. From, let's just say, strange markets of Hong Kong. I had a Famicom cart converter that let me play my Famicom games on my NES, right? My Nintendo Entertainment System USA, if you prefer. And like, it was just like a little, like think of it like, you know, what the Game Genie was, which also did the same thing, if I'm being quite honest. right? It's basically just the bottom half of a Game Genie. Except this converter thing didn't have Game Genie cheats and all that fun stuff on it, right? But you just took your Super Famicom, which is like a little squat guy, right? A little squat cart. Rather than the big gray suckers. Yeah, it's just a Game Genie with bottom surgery. It was only good for one thing, though, right? It's just playing Famicom games. But yeah, you stuck the Famicom thing on that, and it's like, it didn't have a... That's not what I meant! Dull focus. It's too early in this video for me to get canceled. So I had the little bottom half. It actually had like a little, yeah, like, give me at least 15 minutes. Let me get through this intro. It had like a little, like, cloth ribbon thing attached to the converter. Because obviously, yeah, like Famicom games are like super small, right? So if you were to like just put the Famicom cart into your NES, it would work. But because the cartridge size is like double the length of it, it'll get like stuck in there, and there's nothing like grab onto like to yank it out of there. So all the converter does is really just extend the size of the cart. So like essentially all you're doing is like just shoving this thing onto it to make the cart size larger. And then on the bottom half, because you couldn't just like, so let's say it didn't have the little ribbon pull cable on it. And that would mean like if you tried to pull the Famicom cart out of the NES, more than likely you'll only grab the Famicom cart and the converter will get stuck inside, right? Because it didn't like have like a clamp or anything on it. I mean, I'm sure someone could have designed one and like clamp onto like the Famicom cart, so when you pull it out, it pulls out the whole thing. But essentially this instead just had like a little cloth ribbon that was attached to the converter, so that when you pull on that, it pulls out the cart from the converter, which takes the Famicom cart with it, right? It was pretty handy. It worked. It's also funny because when you like close the lid on your NES, right? The little dust cover, whatever you want to call it. It's like that little cloth ribbon would like stick out of the lid. So it looked almost like your little NES has a little red tongue sticking out of the mouth of it. It's kind of funny. So it's like, you know, the modesty flap. Yeah, you know. You don't want to like show your, you know, you don't want to show your bits in that way. There's only 8 of them to show, but you know, break TOS on Twitch with that kind of stuff. Am I canceled, Burmick? I mean, hey, like, what else is new? Hey, Burmick, how's it going? Good to see you. Good to see you. I wish I had 8 whole bits. Yeah, that's a lot of bits. Some might say 1 bit is enough, you know? I don't know where this is going. Like these cloth Bible bookmarks. Kinda. Yeah, kinda. It's made out of the same material. It's like, you know, the same material you'd like, you know, got like a participation ribbon or something for like track and field when you're a kid. It's like the same kind of ribbon you'd like use to like, I don't know. Yeah, actually, you know what? Now that I think it is like a bookmark thing for a book. It's got the same kind of like, it had like the same kind of like sheen on it too. Weird that I remember that. Let's play this game. No, I need to explain myself because I need to do the promo as well. This episode will, of course, be archived over here at youtube.com/@RJLee. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Of course, as content creators, love it. Of course, you want to follow me over here on Twitch. You can go to twitch.tv/RJLee. Give me a follow over here, hang a notification whenever I go live, all that good stuff. It's also free, so I might as well join. Find people in my chat who are really out to get my ass to cancel me today. They'll focus. But if you do wish to support me, you can always do so with a Twitch subscription. That at least gets rid of those pesky ads, and then you get fun emotes with it. Of course, I also accept tips or donations. Of course, over here on Twitch, my little about panels, you can click that big old Kiryu face. It's click here, tip or donate. It just goes to my personal Stream Elements page. You can do a simple PayPal transaction. That's the most direct way to support me. Thank you so much to everyone who's ever done that. Much like one My Hero Zero did, which got me to play Tokimeki Memorial to begin with for the Super Nintendo. Because doing so with $20 tip or 8 gift subs or 2,000 bits lets you suggest a Super Nintendo game for yourself and then have to play it as soon as possible. As long as I'm not playing someone else's game, as long as it's not the very end of a show, as long as I am running this show, I'll play your game. If it's any of those things, I'll just obviously kindly shuffle you into the queue and then your game will be played next. Of course, if you do want to see this finely curated bunch of video games, 212 of them, no, 13. I can't forget this little stinker. Ugh. All 213 of these games for yourself. Go to tinyurl.com/SNES ranking. That just goes to my personal web page. Of course, there's a full list of all these games there for you to see. Beside every single one of them is a handy dandy little time-coded YouTube archive link. Just goes exactly that exact same YouTube archive. But it goes directly to the moment at which I start playing the game. Chapter mark for your pleasure. Of course, I was watching this video because I talk a lot. Some might say too much. Do please use those chapter markers. I put them in for every single one of those videos. Of course, you want to follow me on the Blue Sky. You can find me over at RJ Lee as well, if you wish. Which game is it that you had the speed run record for again? Well, that would be the Stone Protector Stealth Focus, and I am almost offended that you forgot. Actually, I'm not offended that you forgot. A lot of people will probably forget. You would probably make one Ganj Horn a little sad. Wow, was that on purpose? Mega Scoops. Everything I do is on purpose. Of course I did. No, that's not the right scene. That's not the right scene. That's not any better. There it is. Yeah, it was on purpose. I mean, you don't play Stone Protectors not on purpose. You know? You know? Look, I played it. I ranked it. I said, this game is blowing my mind. Not necessarily complimentary, right? I knew about the Stone Protectors very vaguely. As many people tell me, the power of their stones glow, but could have stumbled and dropped it into your... like it does in like a real stereotypical Japanese anime, right? It's like, you know, it's like the real problematic scenes where like the guy like trips and falls and like falls into like a lady, and it's like, oh god, don't do that. But in this case, it's Stone Protectors and it's a Super Nintendo. Always consent to your Stone Protectors falling into your Super Nintendo is what I'm saying, right? I didn't mind this game. Okay. This game's all right. This game's not good, but it has ideas, and one might say too many moves. And strangely, a screen clearing command input move that for every single one of the characters, of which they are not all easy to do. Some of the inputs are not great. Inputs overall for this game are not great. But you can just keep doing that move over and over again. So I'm just like, what? Can I get a speed run in this? And I looked it up, and then there it is. There it was. Speaking of which, I should probably put the bonus episode on the end of this. I don't think I do that on my... nope, that's not how directions work. Do that on my webpage as well. I could put the speedrun link on there. But yeah, that game is weird, but lovable. It's got a guy that does like a shuffle walk and he moves faster because he's walking with swagger. Magnificent Scoops. It's kind of awesome that he does that. And so is the character he moves like he's on roller skates, which also on top of that, there's a character that actually is on roller skates and moves faster. Yes, the Elvis impersonator, please. Del Focus. That troll's name is Cornelius. Put respect on that name. Cornelius. He goes, whoa! Twist that! Right? It's great. One might say it's the 100th best Super Nintendo game on this list. Let's talk about Tokimeki Memorial for a hot moment. As I do that, I'm going to actually just play the game again. So let me load this up really quick. Again, I'm playing a hacked version of it that has the English translation on it already. As a result of this, it also did add a voice-acted intro. Ooh. Or voice-acted. It's like this music. I'm going to shut up for a sec. How about some more audio for that? Listen to those guitars. I mean, look. Take a chance. The chance, I'm sorry. Tell your heart. Push your luck. Oh God, I don't know what's up with that koala that was behind that girl. I did not run into that thing at any point in this game. Anyways. I'm going to turn this back down because this menu music gets a little bit loud. Tokimeki Memorial, or Heartthrob Memorial, Under the Tree Legends. So, I finished this game in my off time after I ranked it last week, right? How many trolls are in Tokimeki Memorial? Absolutely none, Del Focus. All of these very fine high school folks are very cool and very good and very sweet, okay? No trolls. You could be the one troll in the game if you self-insert and choose to be a jerk to these ladies. That's what I'm saying. Oh, at most one. Look, let's talk about it for a little bit. Yes, Burmick, this title card is incredible. So, I played more of this after I ranked it, right? Let's turn the text speed up. And I really loved what I played, right? Ranked to, how high again? Number 50, wasn't it? 51. So, I beat this game over the weekend. And, long story short, I did not find love. I did not find love. And there's a few reasons for that. If I click on start here. See here, my save has taken me back to the prologue. So this is very loud in my ears. Hold on. I think audio-wise we're just a touch. Just a touch. Are we going to spiral into Tim Rogers-esque madness? Hold on, Del Focus. Hold on. If you don't know, shoutouts to... I'll just... Hold on. Shoutouts to Tim Rogers, who did an I didn't autocomplete. That's whatever. Shoutouts to Tim Rogers. Also, why is my web browser thing not going? Hold on. Hold on. Ah, that would explain it. There we go. Action Button, a fine YouTube channel full of, I'm going to say, very good reviews, or if you prefer, video essays on very impactful video games, who also did one on Tokimeki Memorial. We're not going to watch this, but it's a very good video. It's also 6 hours long. I would highly recommend watching this still. I watched this. Yeah, a light 6 hours. It's got chapter markers. Take your time, right? One Tim Rogers played the PlayStation version of the game in Japanese because Tim Rogers is fluent in Japanese, so they're able to do it. That PlayStation version is also voice acted, funnily enough. And as a result of such, was able to play this game and make this video about it before, obviously, the Super Nintendo translation was released, which is fine. The Super Nintendo version obviously does not have voice acting in it. The Japanese version of it for PlayStation does and adds a lot, for sure. So I watched that shortly after I finished it over a couple days, because it's 6 hours long, and it confirmed a lot of the feelings I was having after I had finished it, and was, as some of you may have seen in the Discord, I was feeling bad. I was feeling very bad after I was not able to find love the first time I finished this game. Technicalities aside, first, as you see here, it says start from the prologue, because after you finish the game, it literally will ask you to save the game. And it puts this little heart meter here, which is like, hey, how many of these girls' hearts did you capture to see all the endings? One per girl and love that you find. I have found, obviously, as you can see here, a big fat fucking 0. Roguelike confirmed? Kind of. I wouldn't call it run-based. But... yeah, there's no easy way to restart a game, is what I'll say, Don't Focus. It's not in the spirit of, is what I'd say. Let's start this game, shall we? Wait, I want to go continue. My bad. What's your name? Oh, it's kind of the same thing. Let's just go RJ for short. We're going to leave this as that. That's okay. I'm also going to make my birthday that, or make her birthday that, for Shiori Fujisaki here. Which, I don't know if this does anything for me or not later on, but it does in the other version, which I'll talk more about later. If it says, yes, but what if I'm trying to make the VOD mad by making a stupid point? Well, don't focus. I think you're just perplexing me more than you are making the VOD mad, because I think some of the VOD may agree with you when it comes to these things. Anyways, I finished the game. I did not find love. I felt terrible about it. Why did I feel terrible? Hey, lady, you're there. It's all good. I'm gonna learn. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. Why did I feel bad about this game when I first finished it? Let's come back to the full cam. I'm gonna be talking for a bit, so I'll leave the music going on in the background now. Why did I feel bad about myself specifically when I beat this game? Well, as I finished, as I was doing my first playthrough, I was very much going after Nozomi's heart. Nozomi, if you don't remember, is the green hair, short haired girl that we met going on a jog, exercising, and she's like, hey, you run too? Great. And then we, met her on the swim team as well. She was way into me in my playthrough. I was into her. Right? But there were a lot of ladies in this game, all vying for your attention. And some of them I liked more, some of them not really at all. And I would say, my reflection of my status in terms of how much these girls like me back was varying across the board, but some of them, much like one Shiori Fujisaki, who's on the cover of this game, was also into me, right? And I'm like, it's Shiori Fujisaki. She's the most popular girl in school. She's super smart. You have a connection with her emotionally growing up. And then you have Yuina, who's big. She's the tsundere girl, right? I was not that into her by the end. Anyways, many of these women were vying for my heart. I was having a good time. I think it was the final year of high school in my playthrough. Nozomi, it was New Year's Day. And Nozomi was like, hey, do you want to come with me to, No, sorry, let me back it up. Before that, before my final year, Shiori started really taking a liking to me. As well did Nozomi. And I started to say, geez, but Nozomi, her and I have been really hitting things off. And then Shiori is also there, but she's also again, the cover girl. And I felt compelled to entertain Shiori into my life. And I was like, I shouldn't be doing this. This is going to break Nozomi's poor heart. You can only really fall in love with one girl by the end of this game. I knew that much, right? But I was like, I'm gonna try to ask Shiori to go on more dates with me. Unless and stuff. No, there's no unless in this game. So, the final year of school. It's New Year's Day. Y'all remember it happened in my last playthrough too, right? Where it was like, hey, this girl shows up on your door and says, do you want to go to the shrine together? I didn't even call anyone up. And in this case, Nozomi showed up at my door. And she's like, do you want to go hang out? And you want to go to the shrine together? We'll get a cool fortune and yada, 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 right? And I was like, nah, I'm sorry, Nozomi. I think I'm going to stay in. And I had maxed out my relationship with her. She was she was in love, right? She did not like that very much. High school's hard, man. Yeah. Guess who I called up? I called up Shiori. Shiori was like, I'm so glad you called. She came over. She put on that kimono. She looked great, right? Compliment her, all that stuff. Went to the shrine. Of course, I chose, my wish at the shrine was, I'd like to be closer to Shiori. And my wish was granted, per se. But also, we did like the fortune shake, shake, shake. I got a nice fortune. Shiori did the shake, shake, shake. She got a great fortune. A great luck fortune. And I got nice luck. Sorry. And I was like, oh, it says nice luck. It means I'll probably have a pretty okay year. And Shiori's like, oh, well, got a great luck. It's too bad that, ours are different. And I'm like, does that mean something? And of course, she's like, and I'm like, you want to tell me what your fortune was? And she's like, no, I can't. I shouldn't. And I'm just like, oh, fuck. I thought nothing of it at the time, but it is like, okay, well, let's make this work for the end of the year. And the feedback was good. Things were going great, right? I even did my final entrance exam. I got into a first-rate university because I got most of my stats up high enough, okay? I was all the way ready to go. Who I would note, Shiori also wanted to go to a first-rate university. And when that lines up, that's a good thing in this game, I guess, right? Because it's like, oh, our futures maybe align. So everything was going great. Nozomi was getting mad. Many of the other girls also getting mad at me. I stopped walking with them home, right? I stopped calling them as often. I had to defuse bombs, which is going to be a whole other thing, which we did not even do last stream. But long story short, if you piss off some of these other girls, they have what's called a bomb show up in like their in like the menu that tells you like what your status is with all of them. And some of these girls, apparently if you let those bombs set off, you like get a decrease in ranking with like multiple people. So to defuse them, you have to like go on a date with these girls, right? So I started doing that, and I found out, I'm like, okay, yeah, so some of these, you have to like manage these bombs and also still go with Shiori, right? Yada, yada, yada. I'm like, this is great. This is great. It's the first time I'm playing this game. I'm going to get the most popular girl in school. She's on the cover, blah, 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 right? As you know, things didn't shake out that way. I thought, okay, well, my rating is pretty high with Nozomi still, even though I didn't go to New Year's with her, yada, 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 right? Maybe the game will just be like, well, yeah, here's Nozomi. She'll show up at the end of the game and everything will be great. No. That didn't even happen. All I got at the end was, I think it was oh shoot, what's his name? Your buddy that you call up. Yoshio? Or whatever his name is. Gosh. He announced he was dating someone else. And I'm like, hey, good for you, bud. I think he was dating like Mira, which is another Ohoho girl. And like, I'm like, good for you. And then basically the game ended. And I'm like, wait, what? And then I got the ending, and it's just my dude and the credits playing over top, and my dude is like sitting there by himself crying. I'm just like, fuck. What happened to Shiori? As it shakes out, that's when I start doing my research, right? And my stats were apparently not high enough. I got to the first-rate university. I was smart enough, and a couple other factors, but like apparently I didn't have enough like health by the end of the game, and I think my spirit stat was too low. It was basically like, it came down to like 2 stats I didn't have high enough to like meet the requirement for Shiori to show up at the end for me. I love health and spirit. So like every girl in the game like has like basically different requirements depending on who they are, blah blah blah, and what they prefer. And based on that is whether they show up at the ending for you and fall in love with you, or blah blah blah, right? Apparently I wasn't good enough. But when I looked more into it, I was absolutely good enough for Nozomi. So, long story short, I felt fucking terrible that I ditched Nozomi thinking I had a shot with Shiori. Hey Gonch, how's it going? Not quite yet. So long story short, yeah, like, I fucked up. I fucked up huge, right? And I got, I'm not gonna say emotional, because that would maybe draw a picture that's maybe a little inaccurate, but I was not angry, but I was like, I was pretty sad about it internally. It reminded me of when I was in high school. It reminded me of maybe how some of my personal relationships could have gone or not gone, or things that have happened to me in my life. And I'm just like, I mean, pretty good YA book. I mean, don't focus. Let's also be very clear. This happens too. This story is as old as time, fictional or otherwise, right? In my case, yeah, this game had me reflecting on my own love life and how I've been in relationships, not even just in high school, right? And that really shook me for like a day or so. And that's when I started asking folks, I'm just like, or not asking, started talking to folks in the Discord. I'm like, I don't know if I can stomach playing this game again, because one, it has torn me up inside. And two, like, actually no, let me get to the first point still. Let me get to the second point later. Not only did it tear me up inside, but it also, how should I put this? Shit, I had a point. I'll get to my second point. It's fine. Second point is, I started to have, oh no, I remember what I was going to say. Sorry. So like, I didn't realize at the time, but it is absolutely something I do with a lot of video games, especially RPGs, especially, you know, like games where you're playing from a first-person perspective, yada, 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 right? I self-insert myself into a lot of games I play, whether it's tabletop, whether it's D&D, blah, 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 right? I do a lot of self-insertion for role-playing, right? There's conversations about like whether that's good or bad for like DMs and when people talk about like playing tabletop. I'm not gonna break into that. But long story short, yeah, like I self-inserted when I was playing this game because I just do that and I enjoy doing that, generally speaking. Don't get it wrong, but it's like I started to have a lot of like internal conflict about the idea of playing a game again that I self-inserted myself into to say like, no, it needs to like, I need the good ending. Like that feels perverse in a way for me, right? It's like this idea that I can do it over again to break regret, to, you know, not just do it over again. It's more just like, that's not how it happened. And it's like, no, that's called coping, my friend. That's called denial. That's called, you know, like masking, right? For a fucking dating sim on the Super Nintendo about high school, just dating cool girls in high school. So I'm just like, I was really in my feelings for the moment, right? So I gave it a day. I felt better the next day, thankfully. I watched the Tim Rogers video. Lo and behold, he had the exact same feelings. Not exact same, different circumstances, but very similar, right? I'm like, yeah, okay, good. So it's not just me being a weirdo, whatever, right? So I was like, shit. Well, and then obviously watching Tim Rogers' video gave me a better idea of, like, obviously some more of the mechanics that I didn't deep dive into at the time. So shout outs to Tim Rogers. It's a very good video in terms, not just in terms of like this whole thing of relationships and getting to obviously like reflect and see yourself, or to see different occasions, blah, 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 right? Empathize, quite literally. There's an aspect of this that I didn't really talk about at all because I thought the topic would be too large to talk about last week, but Tim did a really good job of summarizing what the otherization of this game was like in terms of releasing in the 90s, about how visual novels still to this day have a concept of otherization to the broader video games culture as a whole, right? Like, there's a lot of people out there who maybe would see something like a visual novel and already make the assumption that you're some kind of sicko. And it's like, fucking relax, right? First and foremost. But also secondary to that, it's like, there's an element of racism attached to that. It's like, oh, those visual novels from Japan. It's like, what kind of sick shit is in that? That's just pornography. Let alone this game, which is obviously about being in high school. It's from a male perspective. Has a bunch of high school girls in it. This was 1996. So there's a strong element of stuff there that I did not talk about last time, that I had not maybe talked a lot about with a lot of the games from Japan that I play and yada yada yada, right? Because look, as much as I'm hyper attuned to those kinds of conversations, I don't want to come off. I know. Let me rephrase that. I'm still trying to have a good time here. You know what I'm saying? Right? I'm not avoiding those things because I don't want to talk about them. I'm trying to put them in the correct context, under the good faith that, hey, these are things that people generally speaking know already, right? Also, I'm not putting that as a burden upon myself to talk about either, right? It's like, there's lots of people who talk about this kind of stuff. So, that being said, I think this game's pretty good. I have not tried to play it yet as a second time. I decided that's what we should do today. So, I thought I'd be able to say all these things that I just said while I played it, but no. I can't multitask like that, so let's break in one more time. Let's skip the prologue, though, this time, okay? So how am I going to approach this playthrough? Well, I'm not going to just strictly go after Nozomi because I missed it the last time or something. But I'll explain some of the mechanics that I thought were kind of interesting to maybe understand some of the technicalities of this game. So some of the things that I think are very important out the gate before you actually even start dating a lot of girls in this game as a second playthrough, okay? So you really got to build up these stats, and you got to build them up very solidly out the gate before you start dating a lot of people. Reason for that is just strictly the element of time. You don't have the time to go on dates with, let alone multiple women in this game, while also still trying to like raise your stats efficiently. So we're going to min-max this a little bit, is what I'm saying. The first thing I should do at the gate, I think, let's get our looks up. Should do today. Oh. I could call Shiori if I wanted. Or I could, let's call Yoshio. Yeah, it is Yoshio. There you go. Let's call Yoshio first. Because there's some stuff here I want to explain. So. Let's fast forward a little bit, make this go a little bit quicker. So I think it would rate me, right? So here's something I also learned. And this is from watching Tim Rogers' video. Obviously, there's that rating system that's up here, right? This does not tell the full picture, apparently. So, like, obviously you want to get your ratings up here for the girl of which you'd like to fall in love with. There's actually one more rating above that, technically speaking, where even if this was to match this, does not always align to basically having to like meeting all the requirements to get the ending that of falling in love with the girl by the end. So you have, there's actually another one beyond that that is not hidden, that does not actually change here. So, but the way you can tell that is from their, when you talk to the girl and you see them, their actual facial expression goes even more blushy, apparently. So important to keep track of that. Let's rewind so I don't waste this day. Another thing. Back up. Hold on. Another thing that this game, I think, is maybe has a slight flaw to it. You can't see the calendar of events that you have planned coming up. I'm going to call Shiori really quick because I don't get to see a calendar when I talk to Yoshio. Shiori's like, hey, what's up? And she's like, hey, you want to go on a date? And then I'm like, okay, let's go, right? This calendar in the PlayStation version and also in the original version has little icons and stuff on it. Like way more icons and stuff on it. First and foremost, it'll tell you when you have dates coming up. It will also tell you when like certain events at like school and stuff are going to happen. There's also a thing that tells you about the biorhythms that of like, hey, you should like study this week because you have a better chance of getting like upgrades. Whereas like this thing doesn't tell me it at all, right? So like if your biorhythms are really low, you should focus on like resting that day, right? Because then you'll get your like health stat up. Because if you study, you're just wasting your time. It's going to be like all super low bonuses for that. So you want to try and study on days where your biorhythm is higher, right? That's not even in here. There's no visual display for that. So you kind of have to just guess. These are the complaints that I have more about like this Super Nintendo version than obviously the game as a whole. So just stuff to consider. Also, you'll see here, it's like, you know, obviously in the middle of the week, there will be days that have certain events on them too. The calendar should tell you that. I have no way of finding out if these days mean anything in particular when they come up. So you kind of need to like, if I was playing this on the Super Nintendo, right? Like I would need to keep like a notebook on hand to like say like, hey, like it's, you know, Children's Day coming up, or it's Golden Week, or whatever all these other kind of holidays are, because special events can take place on them if you like go out on a date with someone on those particular days and whatnot, right? So it's like small details like that that I wish this calendar made more accessible, but apparently from what I understand, in future versions of various Tokimeki Memorial games, that stuff became better in the UI, so it's good at least. Anyways, let's focus more on our looks. All right. Let's get studying a little bit, shall we? Great. Great. Good. And it's Saturday, right? Could join a club if you wanted, but let's check the magazine really quick. I also came to better understand how this works. Whoops, didn't mean to hit that. Obviously, this will tell you, like, hey, upcoming calendar events of and blah, 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 but it doesn't tell you everything for the calendar events, which is where my complaint was before. Also, you have to, like, note what the date is. So, like, this says first issue and K&M Orchestra is playing. It's like, that does not always mean they're playing right now. It's, you have to, like, be mindful when the issue is dated and also, like, what the actual day is, because if you'll get this magazine and it'll basically tell you things that are like coming up, not necessarily what's going on right now. So there is an element of, again, just time management. You have to like keep track of yourself, which is fine. I don't mind that as much. But I also learn clubs are very important. Not very important, sorry. Clubs are bad for upping your stats, but clubs are good for upping your relationships with some of the other girls. If you're in the same club, and they can have downstream effects. So for instance, if I choose the literary club, which is not the right club. Hold on. Maybe it's the drama club. Is Shiori here? No, well. Maybe she's in the tennis club. There you go. Practice on every third Sunday. There she is. So because I joined this tennis club and I'm with Shiori, that'll have impacts to things downstream. And like, she's not always in the tennis club. Apparently, depending on like when you choose her birthday, I think, or maybe it's her blood type. I can't remember. Depending on what one of those factors, it'll randomly assign her to one of the clubs. And if you join the same club, you can have things like, hey, if she was in the literary club on like Culture Day, if you went to the same club she's in, like, you'll like have an event with her, and that'll be like good for whatever stat is aligned with those clubs, right? So it's like, it is actually pretty deep in that way, and I think that is kind of interesting, right? I also learned that depending on your stats, you may be better at certain events over others. So if I get my fitness skill up, I could potentially be a lot better at like winning the track meets. I could be influencing. Oh, this girl again. She's gonna be late. We don't know her name yet. It's fine. You could influence like, there's like, did I do it last time? I can't remember if I did it last time. You could do like RPG style like battles, almost like it's like a Final Fantasy game or something, where it's like, I did an RPG battle, and apparently your health in those is determined by your fitness skill here. And like, if you win those fights, you can have other things happen or win over like more favor from some of the girls. It's wild. It's wild. Also, we got club practice today, so let's do that. That's the other thing with the calendar. I ran this last time when I first played it. Like, trying to, oh well. Trying to align when your club date is and aligning with like dates and stuff is kind of a pain in the ass, right? Anyways, let's keep working on fitness for a bit. We also have to gotta get our looks up. So in that case, this is like I failed a lot of those, right? I don't know what my biorhythm is like right now, so maybe I should be better off if I rested. So maybe I'll do that this week, but I also should get more of my stats up. So like, maybe I'll do studying this week. Screenery day. I don't have another guide in front of me tell me if I'm like, hey, like special events could happen on these days or not, but it's fine. Great. Culture's going all the way up. Love to see it. All right, it's Golden Week, which means this technically would be a good time to go on dates. So let's take Shorty out. Hello. Let's take her tomorrow. Let's go to the local park. Am I shooting specific for Shiori in this round? I'll say yes for now, right? So let me get rid of this spam bot really quick. Block that and get out. There we go. I also learned, obviously, while every girl has preferences, obviously, for the different dating locations in this game, the kind of, like, events that happen when you, you know, have something special depending on where you go and stuff like that, that often is seasonal. So like, I think every girl has maybe like, at the bare minimum, like 4 unique events that can happen if you take them to the right place at the right time, right? What you should talk about? Tell me the places you like. She likes skiing. Hey, no skin off my back. Alright. So we'll take her skiing someday. Obviously, I have to wait till the winter. But if I'm not mistaken, there's maybe a unique event for that. Alright. Let's take Shuri out on another date. Right? Let's fast forward. Let's do this tomorrow. Let's go to the mall. Wait, hold on. Is there like... I don't think there's an... I could take her to the concert grounds. There's that classical music stuff going on, right? Which I know she would like, so let's do this, actually. Oh, she's busy. Well, shit. It's fine. Let's try the amusement park instead. Which I know she likes. Also, like, that is random, apparently. Let me back this up. So, like, if I choose concert grounds again, she might sometimes say yes. See, it's like here. She's like, oh, sure, sounds great. It's like, well... So that's just... It's just random sometimes if they say no. I don't know if there's, like, a particular, like, skill check for that or something like that. I've never been able to fully discern. I know they will just outright say no. It's a place they don't enjoy, so... Alright, it's the next day. Great. I think it's the classical music, right? Can we check? Hopefully it's not next month. It is, in fact, saying for this month. Pretty sure it is, at least. Yeah, good. So relaxing. Great concert, because I know she likes classical music. That was great. Here's our thing. I chose the perfect impression answer, right? Had I chosen, you know, it was boring. She's like, oh, I thought it was good. It is what it is. These are answers you want to give when you're dating someone that you're not actually interested in falling in love with, right? And then basically it'll like, because you still went on a date with them, it'll like keep their expectations in check so they don't actually like fall in love with you. Because as soon as girls start falling in love with you, once you cross like a certain threshold, that's when like those bombs can happen, right? Where they can like start getting jealous, right? If you like go on a walk with another girl to go home, or if they find out you start dating someone else or stuff like that, right? Or instances where you choose them, or choose them over another. So you want to like, for some of these women, want to like, hey, you don't always want to give the best answer, because if you always choose the best answer, you're leading them on, right? Like sometimes it's just a nice thing to say, but it like this game is like, no, like sometimes you may also even want a girl to not like you so much. So you have to like manage that as well, right? And so, yeah, sometimes you just have to tell a girl no, right? Just like real life. Just like real life. All right, let's get that stress level down. Obviously, our looks are suffering as a result. Let's focus on ourselves yet again. I think next week is club week. Scoot's like, nah, I'm a heartbreaker, baby. Also, what is that emote? What is that emote? Oh, that girl's just tipping the crap out of that hat. Let's get our looks up. Well, that didn't work. Let's go back to studying then. Jeez. Jeez. Alright. It makes sense for me right now, to like build things relatively evenly. Let's do club practice, which this will up our fitness, so I don't have to choose the fitness activity as much, right? Great. We're still bad at tennis. Let's get our art skill up, which is apparently very low. Ugh. Also, I'm getting a lot of like burn right now, but like as you get better at a skill, the easier it is for it to go up faster. So I'm not too concerned about it otherwise. Let's check the magazine. Central Park is in. Great. Next time we have to take Shuri out on a date, we'll go there. Let's go back to the art. Should probably do logic after this. Get that science skill up a little bit. Not too high. Alright. What should we do today? Let's go on a date again. See if Shuri wants to go to the Central Park. Also, it makes sense to also like, hey, look at the schedule. If there's like holidays coming up, right? There are like certain holidays, like perhaps like the 20th or something. Like, hey, you should ask people to go on a date those days, right? So again, just have to be mindful of these things. Let's go to the park. Great. Fast forward a little bit. Right, okay. Let's do insight. Let's get social. Hang with our boy Yoshio here, right? As you can hear, this is also improving my looks, which is great. Today is sports day. Apparently, these races, you'll be faster at them, or like have a higher likelihood of winning them if your fitness skill is higher, which I always thought was kind of interesting, but in this case, let's do the ball race. This is a little bit easier, in my opinion, to win. I just have to get this R full and then hit... Oh god. Every time it's full, basically, I just have to hit the A button. Basically just don't want to go left, that's all. There we go. Easy. Easy. No problem. I love a good ball race. I don't even know what that means. Let's go on a date. Fantastic. Just got here. Good. Let's go for a walk. Yeah, it feels nice. It's like a romance novel. She loves it. Again, she's blushing a little bit, right? So, fantastic. Again, I went after Shiori my last playthrough, even if it didn't shake out, so kind of have a little bit of memorization. I've memorized a lot of these responses for what you should pick, right? Not that they're hard to figure out which one does what, assuming you know what their preferences are, right? Alright, let's chat it up some more. Ah, jeez. What's happening? Oh, yes. It's gonna be... Oh, it's this girl. So this girl, I never got her number in my last playthrough. Apparently this girl is... I hate to say it, the consolation prize if you don't go on any dates with any of the women. But like... It's kind of... She's the girl that shows up when you don't show interest in anyone. Her giant hoops of hair. She is indeed Miharu, who is the girl that ends up calling you randomly on some days. Alright, club practice today. That'd be my girl. Hell yes. Scoops! Actually, so here's our thing about some of these women, obviously, in this game. Oh, special event. Oh, well, we lost. Yeah, we won. Nope. Great. We lost. Well, this is why we have to get our fitness skill up, right? Your government-mandated girlfriend. Or the tsundere. I married a tsundere. Magnificent Scoops, I would arguably say the tsundere takes effort, right? This Miharu girl in this game, I would not quite say requires much effort. But that said, what I was about to say was like, it is actually interesting the more I read in this game and some of the other girls that you can hang out with. It's like, oh, I know they know Scoops. I know that as well. What I was gonna say was like, some of the girls do literally require more effort in this game, right? Where it's like, yeah, like the tsundere girl in this game, she gets jealous very easily, right? She also doesn't always want the answer that's like the nice answer, right? She kind of wants... She kind of like, you know, wants to treat you like shit sometimes, if that's what you're into, and that's fine. I don't read too much into that, but it's like, yeah, you have to like, you don't date her like the same way you date some of the other girls, like Shiori, right? But then there's also some of these other girls in this game where it's their whole deal is like, they're just really easygoing, and you don't like, they don't give a shit about your stats, or their requirements are, for like the stats are very low, but like they just want to like, they just want to know you'll be there for them, and that's it. And like, that's super cool, right? Like, some girls just don't want their heart broken. And that's cool. That's absolutely logical too. So it's like, they actually did a really good job, as, you know, like, objectified as this game kind of is. It does like take kind of like an fairly wholesome, not wholesome, a wholly considered approach to like the attitudes of what some of the girls in this game are looking from your character. That sometimes is not even just, it's not even related to like the stats, which is kind of like the whole sim part of this, right? What is a healthy relationship if not constantly mistrusted and tested? You know, some people make it work. They'll focus. Some people make it work. Let's, what do we need to work on here? Our health ain't so good. Let's rest up this week. Get that stress down. There we go. I'll show you today. Let's check the magazine. June, August issue. What month are we even in? We are in June, so we cannot take Shiori to the movies. She does not like comedies. She likes romances. August 4th is Shrine Festival Day. Also, the night parade is going on at the amusement park in August, which is not quite yet. But we can still go to one of these locations, probably with Shiori. Hey, Gross Simeon, how's it going? Well, I like gory action flicks. So do I! Some of these girls, not so much, but some of them absolutely love it. For instance, Yuina, the tsundere girl in this game, loves movies where shit blows up, apparently. Okay, let's see. So it was fitness week this week. Not this week, not this week. So that means we'll be able to have tennis club on the 7th, and then we'll call up Shiori, go on a date on the 20th. So we can go on a date again today. Let's go to the shopping mall. How about, right? Yeah, let's do that. Sure, sounds great. See you there. Fantastic. Okay. This week, let's work on the science stuff. Good. Well, okay, let's go on this date. So the reason why I'm not like going super hard into like a single stat at a time is because I'm trying not to meet the other women super early on. The reason why, it's just, it becomes another relationship you have to manage in this game, which means less time to build your stats, right? Get a bit of a min-maxing here. Let's go check out the accessories with Shiori. So like, if you raise your stats really high, there's like a girl kind of associate to a lot. Like if I get my art skill up super high, like not super high, but probably close to like 70 something, that I'm going to run to the art girl, and then she's going to want to go on a date, right? And, or like that's just another thing I have to manage her relationship with. So it's like the more I stick to a, you know, not meeting as too many people at once, the better off I'll be, because it means I have more time to raise my stats and more times just to manage the person you're chasing after for the end of the game. Marco, how's it going? It just says IR. It's so anime. I mean, Marco, what is life if not but anime? Getting in between my gains, I understand. Hell yeah, Crow Simeon. Right? Just maximizing your gains. I live for the kawaii. Sounds good, Marco. Alright, Shorty had a really good time. I'll give you a call. Great. Alright. What do we want to focus on this week? Let's do a little more art. Okay. I probably should work a little more on my fitness. Nope. Who wants to walk home? No, it's Shiori. She does not look happy yet, but yeah. My friends would gossip about us. If I did, it'd be embarrassing. It's understandable. That's fine. This early on, that's fine. Scoop says, I'm inspired to play this game and go for the tsundere now. It seems like a worthy challenge. Mega Scoops, look. I was not joking. This game... Where is it? This game is that good, right? I'm making a lot of critiques about it today, but I've also made a lot of, like, strong arguments for why this game is really wonderful. Deeply self-reflective for me personally, but also, like, I'm also not a visual novel person. Not for the reasons of the otherization that I mentioned before. It's not a medium that I've traditionally played a lot, because I also grew up in North America, right? But two, it's just not a medium that, like, I actively seek out, just because it's not something I think to reach for first. And that's not uncommon, right? Across many mediums. But it's also like, you know, when I think about life sim games that I've played, like the first one I played was The Sims, which again, you know, like, it's not untypical for a lot of people, right? But like a game like this, let alone also being a visual novel and stuff, I think is, like, on a very reflective look, extremely easy to see why it's as amazing and influential as it is, right? For a whole host of reasons, not just the personal experience that I'm having, right? But, like, probably sorry, let me go back to this full cam. But probably also not being in the internet age when this game originally came out in 1996, right? Like, how much of a personal experience that probably was for a whole zeitgeist of people, right? In Japan, largely speaking. And, like, hearing people talk about it, like Tim Rogers and their experience talking to other people in Japan about it, like, I can absolutely understand why, right? I can absolutely see it. And has this game aged poorly by any standard? No, I do not believe so, right? I think this game still holds extremely well If not only, again, as someone who didn't play a lot of visual novels growing up, like, this is still an incredible experience, right? Does it make me curious about others? Absolutely, right? But again, it's like still a matter of like time, right? Time and inclination to, you know, there's a lot of games out there. There's a lot of visual novels out there, right? When it comes to like this kind of stuff, I mostly played like a lot of adventure games growing up, and I'd still probably mostly reach for adventure games over like a visual novel style game. And that's not to diminish this game by any stretch, right? So let's go for fitness. Oh, final. We're going to do very poorly. I did okay on my linguistics. Math test? That didn't go so well. Science test? Well, that also didn't go so well. You know, it's early on in the game. This is normal. Oh, we did better than Yoshio at least. That's fine. It's fine. Obviously, each one of these lines is just the others girls in this game, right? So it's like, as you meet more of them, obviously they'll fill out more as they did previously. But in the end, essentially, you need to get your grades really good to impress Shiori. Apparently, that is absolutely a requirement. By the time I finished my first playthrough over the weekend, like I got to like the top of the class, and even with that, you know, Shiori did not choose me to fall in love with by the end of the game, right? But it is absolutely a requirement. She just has a whole lot of requirements, so just fine. All right. Let's, oh shoot, I was supposed to ask Shiori to go on a date, wasn't I? Hold on. What day is it? Let's check the calendar. Again, can't check the calendar manually. You have to call someone. Kind of a pain in the ass. If I wasn't playing this through emulation, I didn't have like rewind or something, it would really suck. So, right. Just gonna ask Shiori to go out with us on the 20th. We're going to go to shoot, where was I need to check the magazine. Night Parade. Okay. So we're going to the amusement park, I think. Again, it's these little quality of life things that could be better, but there's also like, this is the first game of its kind. Sorry, that's not true. There was definitely visual novels before this game, but like this is the first one to like combine this life sim stuff with the visual novel element, and also to remove some of the spicier things that games before this were doing with visual novels to really popularize the genre, right? Also, I don't think... Wait. This might not be the Night Festival because it's not in August yet. That's fine. Whatever. She might say, it's like, oh, we've already been here on a date. It's okay. Let's get her fitness up. Fell over a lot. It's Marine Day! I don't know what that would... I thought it was going to be something else, but that's fine. Hey, girl. I think it's the first time we've been to the amusement park, so it's okay. Yeah, because last time we went to the Central Park, so... Where should we go? I know she likes the Ferris wheel and the roller coaster, but let's choose a Ferris wheel this time. Click it on. Also, in the PlayStation version, there's like actually like fun animations that happen here, but not in the Super Nintendo version because, well, it's a scale back, right? Let's hit on her a little bit. It says, "I was only looking at you." Oh, makes me feel shy when you say that sort of thing straight to my face. She's into it. Perfect impression, right? Again, this being only the second time I've played this, sorry, second playthrough, because again, no joke, I put the game down when I finished it over the weekend. This feels weird. It does feel a bit weird, right? It definitely feels like, not that you're cheating, it's not scummy, that's too far, but like, I should probably rest. To feel like you're gamifying so much of this, to feel like I've memorized these events to get the best outcome, like, this game is so wide in breadth that like it shouldn't feel like that, because there's still absolutely like some slight chance of randomization still, depending on how your stats shake out, depending on who you run into, right? But a lot of that stuff is obviously stats driven, shouldn't get those numbers high enough. But it still feels like, I don't know, like, as someone who likes to roleplay games with self-insertion, to like put myself in those shoes, to like actually feel those feelings and stuff, right? Doesn't... It feels weird to treat people that way, so like it feels weird for me to feel about that even in a video game, right? Where do you think they hid the Moonlight Greatsword in this one? Usually a big monster or something usually hides. It's usually a boss fight for that, right? And usually it's like, you know, not even the first boss fight. It's like, you know, there's a chain of them. All RPGs take a bit of self-insert. I don't think that's true, Del Focus. I think I know this because one of my exes, they absolutely did not do self-insert when it came to playing video games or doing like role-playing games, even the tabletop nature. They loved creating a character. You know what I mean? And that's like, I'm not shaming that, right? Some people love character creation. They want to tell a whole new story. You know what I mean? And I can see the allure in that. Don't mistake me. I do understand this. Gotta have Semi-Arcane a chat with Yui. It's really funny. Some people don't. Del Focus. Some people don't want to do self-insert because they're afraid of what it may reflect upon themselves, right? Some people, you know, maybe not even like consciously they may say this or vocalize or maybe show, but it's like some people don't like doing self-insert for that reason, right? Because they don't want to see themselves in the characters that they make or the stories of which they go upon. Sometimes it's not even out of fear, right? Sometimes it's like a matter of like, I am using this as a way to escape from that as well, right? That said, you can also use self-insertion as an escape too, right? Like, it's like you can use self-insertion as an escape to rewrite a different version of yourself as well. So like that's an element of self-insertion still. But like there are also people who just like, they don't want to do that. They don't even see that. They don't even recognize that. They're just like, my ex, bless her heart, we played why can't I think of the game? The point and click adventure game with the Inland Empire and Disco Elysium. Not Pathfinder. Actual video game. There's Pathfinder video games anyway. But yeah, we played Disco Elysium, right? Me being the self-insert sicko that I am, I was like, let's do the rational thing here. Here's what I would do. I'm interested in this. Let's find out more about that. They were like, yeah, let's fuck shit up. And I'm like, no, if we do this, we're going to impact this and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, nah, I want to see. And they were like, nah, I want to see what happens. And I'm just like, jeez, we are looking for two very different things out of this game right now. It's like, what's the detective's name in Disco Elysium? I forget. But she was like, get that man on that stage and sing karaoke at the very beginning of it. And I'm like, he is drunk. I don't want to waste a roll on this. And she's like, do it. Harry, thank you. Is it Harry? I can't remember. That sounds right. Yeah, the big mutton chops guy, right? So I'm like, fuck. Harry is the main dude? Okay. So yeah, at that point I realized, let's make a save for playing this with my partner, and then let's make a save for myself. Was it like that for other video games? You're fucking right, it was. Which is fine. I'm not judging. It's just different approaches, right? Very different approaches. And, you know, I like, for me personally, when I make the choice as to do, you know, self-insert or whatever, blah, 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 for like how I choose to want to play a character creation, I definitely look at also the scope of the game, right? Like a game like Disco Elysium is a very long video game. So like when I do that, I'm probably only going to play this once, right? And if I'm doing that, I'm making choices based on that kind of investment too, right? Versus, you know, if something was more throwaway, I might not treat it the same way, right? Not throwaway, but shorter time investment for the first time you experience something versus, you know, being able to play things over and over again, like this game, right? Although summer stayover apparently starts. I don't know what that means. It's like summer camp, maybe? Oh, RJ, is practice going for you? Pretty rough, I'd say. It's been hard keeping up with it. My fitness score is still a little low. Oh, it must be rough. It's not hard for girls? I never felt it was that hard. Sure, you're just good at everything. Yeah. I think if our fitness score might have been better, she might have been a little more impressed, but it's all right. Ah, jeez. Also, this happened. This didn't happen to us when we were playing our game over the stream. Seems like some people are taking a shower. Lucky me, it's time to peek, or no, I'm gonna stop right here. I will note this game, even in the other versions of it on the PlayStation and even the version for the TurboGrafx CD, does not have any nudity in it whatsoever. Also, with some scenes, even if they were a little steamy per se, they covered up things even more for the Super Nintendo version. So nothing in here will, get me banned off Twitch. But let's be a perv, I guess. From what I understand, this also doesn't really have an impact on the game, so I would probably not, but this is also completely randomized, so let's choose the center one just for kicks. Great. Also, this can happen. There's a couple different outcomes of this. But look at these buff dudes. Hello. Huge dudes. That's gross. Arg! Hey, why don't you join us? I'll pass. That was terrible. Look, I don't judge. Maybe some people do want this to happen to them, right? The guy invited it. It's not for me to say. I have club practice. Let's take a look. So there's actually 3 different outcomes from this, from what I understand. Let's go left window. Oh, we got that again. Again, I can choose left window again. It may not give me the same result. Lucky me. It's good to be alive. So look, there's a lot of steam in here. If I'm not mistaken, the other versions of the game have a little less steam, but again, no nudity whatsoever in these games. Okay. It's very PG-13, if that even. Ah, don't peek. Splash. Oh no, I was so stoked about peeking that I ended up raising my voice. You nerd. There's also one other outcome here. So you can randomly get it. Oh wait, maybe it's not. No. Usually it's just like an empty bathroom or something like that, but oh well. Anyways. Can I really not? Maybe it's later in the game. Maybe it's later. No, we're getting this a lot. Ah, there it is. What's up with this? How tacky. Is this Ray's bathroom, who is the really rich, snotty classmate? I don't understand rich folks. Just an empty-ass bathroom, right? Also, but also for what I understand, it's like, depending on the time of year it is, this photo will be different at times, right? So like, I think it might be different depending on like what year of school it is. So that's it. Doesn't even do anything. So like, it doesn't make your stats different or anything like this. Although it'd be fun if it did, right? Club practice. Let's go to club practice. Also, my lighting situation is changing a bit. Let me turn that light on behind me really quick. Anyways, this game's still really good. What can I say? I think this game is still pretty goddamn special. How long have I been playing this? Almost 2 hours? Okay. I didn't plan on necessarily playing this game the whole time, but I'll keep going for a little bit more. Let's get our health back little bit. Our fitness thing is pretty high right now. Let's get our looks up. Oh, great. Oh, wait, hold on. I should check the calendar. Let's fast forward. You can see here, a couple dates coming up, right? I guess I'm gonna miss that night festival with Shori, fortunately. Because I can't choose. Can't like go on a date the same day you make a call, right? So let's see if we can still catch that though. Maybe this will work, maybe it won't. Great. Let's go back to the looks. A lot of bad beeps. Alright. Change of clothing, because it's the fall now. Yeah, practicing my hair toss. Well, you don't do that at all, Simeon? Make your look stat go up by just flipping your hair constantly in the mirror? I don't have the hair to do it, so. Performing a hero show over there. She is not into that stuff, from what I understand, so. I'll do it for the... Just show it off. You want to watch a hero show with me? So Hero Show is a Sentai show, obviously. So like Power Rangers and stuff, right? It's like, that's not exactly... I'm like, come on, let's go! She's like, all right, you fucking nerd. Yeah, Beetleborgs. It was embarrassing watching that with all these guys. Hi, Posfarin, hello. How's it going? Who's he here? Hi, Posfarin. We're on a date. Hi, Posfarin. How's it going? Hope you're doing all right. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hi, Posfarin. What were you up to when you were streaming today? Maybe when we were watching this wasn't a very good idea. Just try to be more considerate from now on, okay? She says. I don't think it made a very good impression. It's fine. We'll rewind. Posfarin says... Oh, hold on. Got it. Posfarin says, some of that Oblivion Remastered just started. Yeah, that's alright. Did you play the original Oblivion as well, Posfarin? Or did you... Or is this like your first time with the series as a whole? You did play the original years ago. Okay, that's cool. I love this. Let's get on. Great. She loves the roller coasters, and she loves the Ferris wheel, so... Yeah, I played the original when it first came out as well. I have a lot of positive memories of that game, for sure. I can't wait until the Cowards remaster Morrowind. It's a good point, Dolphocus. It's a good point. Alright, so we made the perfect impression. I think she still might be like, we were here a couple weeks ago. But maybe not, because we actually went on the roller coaster this time, not the Ferris wheel, so... Okay, yeah, she was cool with it. Or, I guess, crucially, I just reinstalled and put in those 4K textures. Yeah, there's like a lot of mods out there for that stuff, surely, right? I've never actually looked into like mods for Morrowind. That has to exist at this point, right? Is this the Gamebryo, right? Gamebryo engine? I'm pretty sure it's the same thing, right? Let's get our socials up. No, we're gonna run into someone. Ooh, it's finally break time. RJ. Oh, it's Saki. What's up, Saki? Saki is a girl that shows up when your spirit's stat gets to a certain level. She's the manager of the soccer club. I can tell you've got spirit. join me and tomorrow we could shoot for the national arena. He's trying to recruit me for the soccer club. I'm already a member of the different club. You gonna be lurky? It's all good. I promise, Fern. Glad to have you regardless. Thank you so much. You have a good dinner and have a good night. She's like, oh, sorry, I didn't realize. But I do think you're overestimating my abilities. I wouldn't say that. I can't force you to do anything. You know, go and check it if I feel like it. Glad you're willing. So, Saki is pretty cool, from what I from how I understand it. Saki is a girl that like doesn't really care what your stats are. She's the girl I mentioned before that I was like, she just wants someone to like hang out and rely on, you know. They're like, sorry, or to know that you can that you know she can rely on you. That's it. That's it. As long as you keep your spirit skill naturally high enough, which it more or less does. Her requirements are very low for the end of the game for her to fall in love with you. But she's also like, from what I've seen, like all she wants to do is like hang out and like eat sushi with you, and like she's super chill and super cool. And also she's like a sports idol. Like she just wants to go to like the baseball game and have a good time. She's super nice, but you know, she's sporty spice. I don't know. I would say Nozomi is sporty spice, you know. Nozomi actually needs a really high like fitness score you have to upkeep, but like everything else is kind of like whatever. You can see here, like I could call Saki and be like, "Yeah, let's go on a date, I guess," but it's like, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna call Yoshio really quick just to show y'all, but yeah. I just want to get to this menu. So like, you know, Saki's still like sad. Like it's not like a score ain't high, right? But long story short, I kind of want to keep it around there if I'm going after Shiori, right? Because as soon as I start showing interest in Saki, she's going to want to hang out more and more and more, right? And if you're aiming for someone else, you don't want to give people the wrong idea. So this game really doesn't want you to like, you know, this game really doesn't want you to like lead people on in that way. They might ask you out on dates now and then, but like you don't want to give like the romantic perfect impression answer, right? Chikan is kind of gamifying this in a little way that makes me feel weird. If I was to hypothetically, again, self-insert myself into these shoes quite a bit, right? Let's call up Shiori again. Let's see what she's up to. Let's go out on the 16th next week. Let's go to... I don't think she cares about the library that much. It's been a while since we went to the park, so... Or actually, maybe the mall? I've been to the mall. We didn't go to a clothing store at the mall. Let's do that. Actually, I should have checked the magazine. Hold on. Let's see what's going on in the events for the month, right? Stormy Fields is the movie playing in September. Also, there's an art gallery coming around. Let's go to the movies. Maybe I can't go to the movies on that particular day. But I don't know if there's any events on that day. I don't think there is, so maybe cool webpage, says Grocery. It's pretty cool. I don't know. It's supposed to be a magazine, I believe, Gross Simeon. But if it was a webpage, I'd also agree, you know. What's the difference anyways back then? You know? Maybe the only difference is that, you know, there's no web ring at the bottom there, right? no webbering and like a web counter, maybe like a link to go to like a live journal or something, right? There we go. We can go to the movies on the Sunday. Sure, sounds great. Again, like I couldn't choose movie theater and concert before for that Monday day off, right? Because it was like, it's a day off. No one's working at the movie theater or the concerts those days, right? They're not paying their employees double time on a holiday. I said, fuck that. All right, we're going to the movies. Let's get our... I should probably rest. Ah, no, I don't need to yet. That's fine. Let's get our looks up. I should probably get my fitness skill a little bit higher, if I'm being honest. There's Saki. It's like, hey. You know, want to walk? Let's see if I walk with her. I can probably walk with her because she doesn't like me very much. But I'll also give her the wrong idea, right? I'm like, no thanks, Saki. I like Saki in my heart, but... See, she didn't take it hard. She's like, okay, see you later then. I lead her on and she likes me and I say no because, oh shit, date with Shorty and club practice match same day. Ah shit, we fucked up. We fucked up. We fucked up. I don't want to get kicked off the team. I don't want to get kicked off the team. So let's choose the Monday. And we'll go to the local park. Actually, no. Art gallery. What am I doing? It's right there. Let's go to the art gallery. You need to buy a day calendar. Yeah, it's like, again, it's like that's why it's kind of annoying, this game, right? Like, in the PlayStation 1 version and the other version of this game, like, the calendar will, like, tell me, it's like, hey, you have club practice at this day. Don't choose this day on the calendar, right? Like, you still could, but it would at least give me the notification, right? We'll go see that movie another time. It'll be back, right? Alright, let's do this again. You know, run to Saki again. Oh, look, something completely different. Again, there's a lot of random chance here. We're probably not going to run that thing with Saki where she asks us to walk home, right? Oh gosh. Yep, it's her again. I think, what's her name again? I think she's Yuko, I think, right? Her whole thing is a bit weird. She seems alright, but she's very flighty, obviously. Oh, wait, is there nope, see, this time it's Shuri, right? Like, totally random. Are you heading home now? Hey, you wanna go home? No, she was like, nah, we shouldn't. I wonder how that gets seated. I think it's just like... it's doing like a calculation every time you choose anything in this game. Whether it's like, depending on what stats you choose to level up, depending on who you have to go on a date, depending... like, literally, like, everything has downstream effects, so... I don't know. It's definitely like seated in a way where, like, when I rewind to, like, say a menu like this, even if I choose the same option, right? Like, if I say chose, you know, working out, fitness today. Hey, Norflare, how's it going? If I chose like fitness right now, and then like say an event happens where like Shuri will ask me to walk home, if I chose this again, that will happen again. But if I chose a different option, it might not. So it does take some of that seating into consideration at any given moment. Let's go to club practice, right? Going to our tennis club. Fitness score is higher. We might be better at it. Oh, geez. They're actually going up against the high school today. Ah, shit. Okay. That... We won! Hell yeah. Fuck you. What high school is that? Dai Tokyo High School? Fuck you. See me out there? Yeah. A thrilling match. We each won and lost the same amount of points. I guess. I don't even know what that impacts. I think maybe Shiori will like us more if we win more at those, but I don't know. Thankfully our fitness score didn't really change, I guess, but I'd like it to go up. We need to work on. Let's study. It's respect for the aged day. Let's go on that date. Just like challengers. Yeah, where's the third wheel, right? Is Saki coming in? Glad I wasn't late. Man, I love that Goemon head. Don't you think this painting's pretty? Perfect impression, right? Fantastic. Ah, jeez. Ah, jeez. Ah, jeez. Maybe we should have rested instead. I'm not gonna min-max, that's fine. I'm probably not gonna finish this playthrough, so. Enjoy your day. Well, let's rest. Let's check the... Oh, I should check that. You can only check the magazine in the day. Once it's nighttime, you can't, so. I always forget that. Right, okay, it's the same thing, so that's fine. Okay, that removed our stress at the very least, so. Does our biorhythms still suck? I don't know. Fall equinox. Studying on my day off. Get that culture score up. Let's keep working these stats, shall we? Oh. Today's the Culture Festival. I mean, yeah. Come on, Shorty, let's go. Like to join me and check what the other clubs are doing? Okay. Again, if she was part of one of these clubs, right? Then I would want to be in the same club. And if I was in one of these clubs with her, you would actually like go do that club activity, right? But because we're both not in any of these clubs, we don't have those kind of interactions. So this turns out to be kind of like a date, more or less. But yeah, if we were like, or even if she was in the literary club, if I went to the literary club activity, I'll see her there performing or whatever, right? But also, she is a romantic, so literary club is a good pick to go with her on these things. Ooh, poetry. Yeah. Let's check it out. Great. You don't really understand, do you? I think that's because my culture score might not be high enough. Where she's like, you're too dumb to understand these poems. Right? And I'm like, yeah, you're right. So maybe I should have taken her somewhere that maybe I had a higher score in. Gotta be able to read poetry. Yeah, I know. We did not impress Shiori today. It's fine. It's fine. Let's get some sleep. Okay. Let's get our art skill up. Maybe art... No, it probably wouldn't have been art skill. There's an actual art club, so... Painting soothes the soul. You gotta love a line like that. Oh, here's Ayako, because our art score is high enough, but... It's fine. You know, it's bound to happen. If you're that good, you should have joined the art club. Wait, that sounds wrong. You dum-dum. I mean, she thought it was funny. So yeah, if I joined the art club, she likely would have been there, right? And that's like actually the interesting part about this game. It's like you can meet like these various women like at different points in the game and also through different methods, right? So like in this case, because I, you know, was just getting my art skill high enough, she's like, she noticed you, but arguably had I joined the art club of the gate, you could also run into her much, much earlier, right? So again, it's kind of wild how much breadth there is for like triggers of certain happenings in this game. And I think that's pretty neat, right? All right, it's sports day. This is still the same, right? Yeah, because we're in October. I could call up one of these girls, go on a date. Let's keep getting these skills up, though, in my opinion. Let's try and get one of these quite a bit higher. Also, our fitness score is diminishing, which could be troublesome for the tennis club, right? But we gotta get our grades good. Gotta get our grades good. Our looks not the best either. So let's try culture now that art is somewhat sufficient in the eye. Club practice today. Okay. Our fitness score is terrible. Well, that did all right. Keep studying, my dude. It's not going great. It's not going great. Let's rest. Let's keep resting. Actually, no. I didn't mean to pick that. Sorry. Let's do a little more studying with the science. Oh no. We're gonna run today. She just loves running into you. It's fine. I would also note, like, some of these girls get more jealous easier over the others. And they may get jealous with, like, certain girls, depending on what their personalities are like. So, for instance, like, Shiori really, really hates it if you start, like, walking home with, like, some of the girls that are, like, more vain. Or, like Yumi, who is Yoshio's sister, gets really jealous with, like, all the girls. So you have to, like, really work hard to, like, tame her expectations down because she really, really just likes you, right? But then there's, like, another girl you meet later on, Megumi, who is Shiori's best friend. And if you start, like, making nice with Megumi, then Shiori gets super mad, but then also Megumi starts getting really jealous of Shiori the more you try and date her, so you have to, like, quell her all the time as well. So, like, there's like they have, like, interpersonal relationships with each other in a way, right? Just kind of neat. It's kind of neat. I kind of can really appreciate that in a way, right? Jeez. Fine, let's work on our looks. Oh, it's Culture Daybreak. I don't know what that means. Ooh, aquarium, special feature. And koalas will arrive at the zoo. Wait, is that starting now? December, okay. I don't remember. I don't think there's any particular events going on this particular month. I think I haven't got a date with Shuri in a while, so let's give it a shot. Why don't we? Yep. This week. Let's go. We'll go to the park again. It's been long enough. Sure. Great. Good, good, good. Okay. I love this denim jacket. I don't care what anyone says. I think denim jackets are pretty cool. I might just be Canadian, I don't know. I don't care. I think denim jackets kind of rule. Let's take a break. I will gladly wear a denim jacket with jeans even, you know? Same color? Sure, I'll even do that. I don't care. Would I rather they be different colors? Yeah, but, you know. Black denim and black jeans, I think is a fine look. Blue jacket and blue denim jacket and then black jeans, I think it's a classic. Blue on blue, that's a bit extra, but that's saying it can't be done, you know? Let's keep studying. Should probably rest after this week. Oh, club practice. Shit. Alright, well, the health is gonna have to wait. No, well, I think go great. Let's rest up. It's Labor Day. Power to the people. It's almost December. Should probably... let's get our looks up. Let's keep doing that. So here, it's like the look skill is, or the stat is going up by like a lot at a time. I think it's like the way the thresholds kind of work. It's like if your skill went down over time from like, you know, the decay of like going to study other skills or whatever it might be, I think it like regains a little bit easier. But like if it's like moving beyond thresholds for the first time, then it builds up a little bit slower. I think. I've never really been able to fully discern that personally. Yeah, like our looks is now only going up by 2 or 1 each time, right? But if it decayed a little bit, it would go up significantly faster just for like 1 instance even. But I think it also depends on like which day you choose. So like if you do it like a Sunday, whatever I choose here, I think goes up significantly more. I think. Oh, maybe not. That time it gave us 2. But also, like, these culture and logic scores, they haven't decayed that much. Like, so if I chose fitness, yeah, like, that went up by, like, 13 there because our fitness level had been higher in the past, so... that's interesting, right? Still gotta get these studies and art scores and stuff, though, so... let's keep studying. Ah, crap. That gave us nothing but stress. Oh, what's up, Saki? She wants to ask us on a date. Are you free this Sunday? Yeah, we can do that. So we didn't call her, right? Because we don't even have her number. But, like, you can accept this. Because otherwise she'll, like... Our relationship with her is, like, very, very much on the low end. So it's like, you do want to at least, like, go on a date. But you don't have to give the romantic answer, right? So, like, yeah, sure. I don't think it's a club weekend. If it's a club weekend, I might have to come back and deny that. Yeah, Saki, she's like, hey, you want to walk home? And I'm like, yeah, I'm heading out. Okay, see ya, bye. And she's like, okay, cool. We're just friends. We're just friends. All right, thank God. No tennis club today. Look at this fine jacket. Looks like a little scarf to go with it too. Saki is super cool. If this was a different playthrough, I would absolutely choose to pursue Saki. Alright. She's like, where do you want to go? Let's go to the haunted house. Do you like haunted houses? When she there, you just sit inside, sure. Saki is cool with everything, right? Like, again, she just likes hanging out. That was so scary. Tease her. This is probably not the perfect response, so as long as it doesn't say perfect. Oh, shit. That was a bad impression. Okay, that was the neutral one. Good. Just teasing her a little bit. That's how you're supposed to manage that, right? If you're not pursuing these particulars. Yeah, it's just like a hangout. And that's fine. Anyways, the game just seems going like this, right? Like, let's get to Christmas and the New Year. We'll see how it goes. That's as far as I'll play. And let's double check the rankings. Oh no, it's exams. Not great. Not great. Not great. You know, we're not as dumb as Yoshio. Not by much, but yeah. Club practice today, all right. Christmas is coming. Oh shit. Okay. Great. Damn it. Do we win? We won. We won. All right. Great. Is anyone taking notice? No. Is first year always supposed to go like this? I don't know. Dull focus. I mean, there's different strategies. Like, I'm playing a very even keel run through right now, right? Let's talk more about that when I rank this game. Last playthrough, your scores were also in the same range. Again, let's talk more about that afterwards. I have feelings about that. Let's get our looks score up. Before Christmas time hits. Hey, Saki. She really wants to walk home with us. She really wants to walk home with us. We're not allowing it to happen, though. Christmas party time? Oh, not yet. There's Saki again. Hey! Bye! Yeah, so the rich pervert's house. We'll talk more about that later, too. I don't know if I have to get this to 100%, but it's at 100 now. Let's get some rest really quick. Well, we can't because it's the Emperor's birthday. I mean, whatever. We're gonna stop playing after this, so it's fine. It's Christmas time. There's a party at the Ijuin residence. You'd think Saki would have to be taking this personally after a while. She does. Which is why you have to... Realistically, that's why I should have her number, and I should still ask her on a friendly date, right? So, there's requirements to get into this, right? If the butler sees... Basically, there's a skill check, right? Our looks have to be either really high to be able to get in. I think in this case, that'll be the earning requirement for us. That will do. Yeah, so he's letting us in. If my look skill wasn't super high, we would not be able to get in. If my fitness score is perhaps... You just need to meet like one requirement. It's either your fitness score has to be high, your look score has to be high, or... There might be one other one. These are the two that I know. But if like one of these are high enough, you'll be able to get into a Christmas party. Which ultimately is just an opportunity to... just be social with some of the other girls. And also, like, there's the prize thing at the end, which can give you a boost as well. That little martini, I swear to God. Yeah, your arcane skill. Thank you. Double points. It's a good suit. I wish I had a suit like that. Enjoy some high-class food that a commoner like you can't taste. Oh ho 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 ho. Hey, Shiori. Alright. This result never changes, from what I understand. They'll always be like, oh, I don't want to talk to my friends. Okay, bye. Alright. Oh, look at this fit. Gosh. Ayako. God, this is an incredible sweater and, like, this, like, loose baggy jacket combination. Fuck. Wait, isn't this the Pokemart music? I don't know, Gross Simeon. You would probably know that better than me. But if it's almost, I believe you. This melody is weird. The music in this game, I say, is pretty good, though, right? Right, I forgot. She loves saying English words, right? She said, sorry. It's time for gifts. Pick the one with the hearts on it. Oh, we got a present from Saki, so this will improve our relationship with Saki a little bit. You know, if I chose like a different one. Yeah, this one had shorties, right? So like, it'll boost shorties a little bit. And obviously, there's also the gacha ones in there that's like, oh, it's an autograph from Ray. And you're like, ah. We slept all Christmas long. You know, it's Santa to show up, right? Let's get our art skill up, I guess. And let's get our science up? I don't know. Doesn't really matter at this point. It's New Year's Day. Alright, now what should I do? Let's see if Shoryu wants to come hang out on New Year's Day. I believe if your relationship is good enough with these women, they will show up wearing the kimono. I don't think all of them will, though. Kind of depends on the girl. We'll try with the other ones, although our relationship is not better or worse with any of them right now. Liv says, stop tempting her viewers with your hot butler. I look. Is he a zaddy? Is that what we're saying? It's a zaddy butler? I said the butler looks like David Boreanaz again. Oh, well. That's on you. That's not on me. What the hell? Hydrate. It's a good call. Hey, it's Kaon. It's Kaon Heard. Hot butler. I want to see. Oh boy, how's it going? So can't be showing me hot butlers like that. Also, what's his blood type? I don't know. Maybe I should call up Yoshio later. Harpo boy. Maybe Yoshio will have the blood type and also know, like, that butler's measurements. Because he seems to know that for everyone in this game. Alright, Shiori's here. Wow, look at this. What did I walk in on? It's Kaon. You know what this game is. So yeah, she's got the kimono on, right? If I chose, let's see if I chose someone else. You can also go by yourself, but like, why would you, right? Call up Ayako. Oh, wait, no one picked up. Wait, I don't even know her number. Shit. I forgot. That's so funny. You don't know her number, and it's like, well, I guess I'll just go by myself then. It doesn't, like, back you up. Ah, shit. I don't have anyone else's number. I don't have Saki's number either, right? Shit. Alright. Let's pick Shori. Yep. She comes over, right? She's like, oh, I put this kimono on. And I'm like, hey, yeah. You look cute. Great. She's happy about that. She's blushing. It's a good opportunity, right? And then, you know, you go do this thing. Obviously, I can ask for good grades or health, blah, blah, blah. Romance. Oh, Shuri. It's a great idea. Felt like it really happened. What you wish for? It's a secret. Let's go get a fortune. Shake, shake, shake. Here we go. Oh gosh. Rah! I love the idea of shaking it like going rah! And then lightning hits. It was luck in the future. It is what it is. That's not a good fortune. Apparently we're doing bad at this game. Oh, that's normal. But normal just might be the sort of result you need, you know? It's like, how was yours? Oh, I don't know if you see it. Great luck. No fair. You got all luck. So our fortunes didn't match, essentially. It's not a good result. She would not be particularly impressed by that. We both had really good luck. I think, I don't fully know what that would be based on. Maybe because, like, I've been not spending a lot of time of, like, going on dates with her. I've been trying to up my stats, but my stats, they're, like, maybe because they're so even across the board. I don't know, because I know when I did this in my last playthrough, right? Like, on stream, I got a great fortune out of this, and she was like, oh, wow, me too. And then she's like, oh, maybe one day, because we both got such good fortunes, something could happen. And I'm like, what are you saying? And she's like, oh, nothing. Right? So, I don't know. Again, there's a lot of elements to this game. There's a lot of different approaches. From what I've seen in guides and stuff like that, like, people have chosen much different approaches and still were able to find love and whatnot, right? So Anyways, let's come back to the full camera, shall we? I like this game a lot. I would even go as far as say I like this game the more I see of it, but also I don't know if I would play it again, personally speaking, for a lot of reasons I was talking about before, right? I still don't love the idea of gamifying relationships in this way. It's a very me thing to say that. No, not everyone's going to feel the same. But that's just how I play these games, right? Sorry, this game. I've not played a whole lot of other games like it. Going back to, like, even just going through it again today, I'm like, but I was like, I know if I do this and I do that. It's like, today's playthrough was very directed, right? I'm also doing it on a stream, you know? Limitation of the medium. It's like, the framework is still the same, right? They'll focus. So, like, even if the game was more randomized. Sorry. If the game didn't surface a lot of the numbers at you, even, right? It's like, then I'm going to like boil it down to the choices you make. But if the choices aren't the same every time, then that's expanding what it is, right? Also, not every visual novel puts up like life sim numbers in front of you, obviously, right? So I'm looking for something else at that point. It's not the same game. So I don't know. If one thing's for certain, I can't help but respect this game and still fall in love with it, even if I don't want to play it again, because I played it once already, right? I finished it. You're meant to play this game over and over again. Like, literally, it's like that whole thing with the hearts there. It's like, get all the rest of the endings, blah, 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 right? It's not the longest game in the world to finish a playthrough either. Like, you could probably do it in like a couple sittings, reasonably speaking, maybe a few. Or if you just, you know, have fast forward like I do, it's like, hey, speed through it. But I can absolutely see why this is as influential as it is. I'm the first one to really popularize this concept, right? It makes sense. It absolutely does. And like, even just briefly seeing some of like the sequel to this game is apparently even wider in breadth, which is incredible. It's for the PlayStation. I've never seen it. It's also in Japan, a Japan only release from what I understand. But then there's also like multiple versions of this game. There's even like, I think it's called like Tokimeki Memorial After or something like that, where it's like out of high school, you can like run into like a lot of these girls again. There's like, they built out like lore, right, for like some of these girls. It's kind of neat. I mean, also like Shuri is apparently incredibly popular as a video game character, right? Amongst some of the other girls that are featured in this game and others. So Gainax have been doing similar things. Yeah. They even made like one for, I think it's like, I think they call it Girls Side. It's like Tokimeki Memorial Girls Side, I think, which is like a side story, but it's like the opposite. You play as a girl and you try and date a bunch of boys in a similar way, right? Eventually made the Eva ones. Yeah. I actually never seen that. That's neat. Like made by Konami as well as K-On! I never seen this. It's cool. It's a bit weird. It's in the Eva universe, but Get on the date, Shinji. In the date, sorry. Get in the movie theater, Shinji. Watch this romance. I date the robots. Don't focus. I'm not gonna judge you. Made by Gainax in-house. Yeah, but like that's part of the influence, right? It's like people saw this formula and was like, we should do that. But like putting their own spins on it, whatever. There's a very long history of visual novels that I'm not very aware of, but I know stems from this game for sure. Let alone the life sim part of it too. It makes me curious about like Princess Maker slightly. No, I know very little about that game and its legacy as well, but I know it's just as similarly important, or at least one half of the piece of puzzle for Tokimeki Memorial. Princess Maker was Gainax. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, most they're pornography games, right? It's K-On. Real steamy stuff on that PC 98. It's a large majority of the visual novel stuff before this, which again, I understand, but also the otherization as a result of that sucks, right? Which I don't need to get into further. Go watch Tim Rogers' action button review of this game. I think it's fascinating stuff. I'm actually somewhat, happy with myself that I was able to catch a lot of the same kind of things that Tim Rogers caught, but because I obviously, I respect a lot of what Tim Rogers does and thinks he has a very interesting approach to a lot of video games and how he feels about them. So it's like, I'm glad I was able to at least, catch a lot of those viewpoints on my own, as opposed to having them told to me and then discovering it. You know what I mean? Which is the whole point of why I played that game in the first playthrough by myself, obviously. And I'm glad I did. Mostly. It's like, if anything, I only watched maybe the introduction to that video way long time ago when it first came out. But it's 6 hours long. It's also very long. So there's a lot of stuff in there. Where does this game rank? Let's do what we came here to do. I think this game is indeed better than Super Fire Pro Wrestling Special. I would go as far as say I think this game is even better than Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Very agreed. Del Focus. This is the first time in this show maybe we don't have to say but by the act of this game is still better than Super Godzilla. There, I said the thing. Circle it off the bingo card, right? What? There you go. What's the other things I gotta say? It's better than Addams Family. It's K-On. There you go. Fonk is watching on the VOD. You're damn right. It's better than David Crane's Amazing Tennis. It's also better than Cool Spot. Still. It's a good song. This game is, it's better than all this stuff, right? It's definitely better than Donkey Kong, which we're not going to relitigate today. Although, Magnificent Scoops is still around. I don't think they are. We talked about some Donkey Kong today. Yeah, boy. That game makes me mad. Del Focus. First off, name's not Yumina, it's Yuina. Yuina. So Just saying. Just saying. Yes, they'll focus. Yuina. I know it sounds like saying Yumina almost if I was to, pronounce it a little more literally, but it's Yui, like, because Yui is like how you say like Y-U-I, right? It's like you almost pronounce it as like in more Americanized English or like you say like Y-U-Y, right? I guess we know because you're a romancer. Don't focus. Maybe it's time you went back to high school and gave this a shot. MC Benji, how's it going? Did you finish your dates this evening? We definitely went on a number of dates. Didn't finish the game today, obviously. That would take a lot more time. But MC Benji, I basically I started a second playthrough today. But I had already watched that Tim Rogers video and stuff the day after I started talking about it in the Discord, if you caught that conversation at all. But anyways, long story short, we're re-ranking, right? But yeah, Yuina is... that lady is mean. Not as mean as Mira, which is another girl who is extremely... She's like the oh-ho-ho of that game. If it's not Rei, who I will say no further actually about, but there's a spoiler there. There's a secret ending with Rei, which I think is very... It's a choice, I guess. But MC Benji, here's what I'll say. It's like, you should start playing this game. For everyone watching, the VOD, whatever, right? Like, you should absolutely still play this. This game is still really, really good, Really, really good. It's MC Benji. It's 6 hours, right? Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. This game is better than Super Fire Pro Wrestling. It's better than Super Ghouls and Ghosts. It's better than Lufia 2. Shouts to My Hero Zero. Is Tokimeki Memorial better than Harvest Moon? Can't farm at all in this. Farm love. You can farm love and have it blossom into a beautiful end. Or you can do what I did in my first playthrough, where that flower didn't blossom at all and we're left with nothing. Only cold, long winters. Because all I did was throw the grass up in the air in the wrong places at the wrong time, right? Make you think. Make you think. Can't talk about Bean Dads, man. I'd rather not. Let's see what Tokimeki Memorial is not better than. Is Tokimeki Memorial better than Wonder Project J? No, I don't think it is. That's about as close a comparison we're going to get at the very top of this list for sure, right? No boy hole. I could make a case. I could make a case. The problems I had with Harvest Moon is a wide gulf, by the way. Extremely wide gulf. But now remembering why Harvest Moon is here and not up here, right? It's canon. I never did play Zardian. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I never had Zardian growing up. I played Zardian once. That game is a piece of shit. That game is terrible. It looks incredible. The box art, how that game looks in magazines. Oh my God, I wanted to play that game so bad. And then I tried it and I'm like, oh no. Yeah, it looks fucking incredible. That dog mech, it's K-On! There's that dog mech in that game. That dog mech you play as looks amazing. And then you play it and you're like, what the fuck? How did you screw this up so bad? Like so bad. We'll play Zardian someday. So this game did give you an existential crisis. Don't focus. Hold on. Hold on. Let me talk about Harvest Moon for a hot second. I'm remembering why Harvest Moon is this low on the list, right? Let me copy this first. Maybe not. Maybe let's leave it there. I don't want to lose my copy paste. So if I accidentally hit another button by accident. Harvest Moon suffers because this game relied too much on the zeitgeist and absolutely can result in a lot of lost playthroughs. Again, remember, I played this very fresh the first time out the gate. No fucking clue what I was doing. No clue what I was doing. You might say it's a charm that it doesn't explain itself, but like, I could have played that game multiple times without looking at guides, without the zeitgeist. And none of it made sense. Again, I have no history of these games whatsoever. Much like I have zero history with like visual novels or life sim games. That's not true with the life sim stuff. I played The Sims before, right? I've seen Princess Maker, but I've seen other like farming games. So as progenitors of series, this game is extremely off-putting on your first playthrough. It really requires either the zeitgeist or an incredible investment of time, right? Which I was able to invest some time, and it got me on the second playthrough with guide assistance, right? The only reason Harvest Moon is at number 40 as opposed to, say, 20s, possibly in the 10s, was because that first run of that first experience was so off-putting. How did your first run of Tokimeki go? No. Don't confuse the first run of my playthrough, Del Focus. My first time I played that game, which was the first time I streamed it, right? This is where it ended up, and I think is well worth deserving. If you don't remember, I put Harvest Moon like the bottom 3/4 of my list at the time when I first ranked it, right? I did not enjoy that game at all. I found it tedious. I found it incredibly taxing, extremely unfriendly. The time crunch on it was not helping, right? I knew after I played Tokimeki Memorial, that first stream I did, I fell in love with this game. I could see it. I was very timid to I even said it during the stream when I was ranking. I was very timid to like put the game up higher because I could feel myself developing a promise of like potential in the game for things that I had not even seen yet. Right? And that's when I said, no, cool your jets. Play it some more off stream or whatever. Spend more time in it. Do a playthrough, right? Get to the credits. And then we'll see how you fare with it. And here we are today to come back with it. And I told everyone, right? Like, I did not find love. I'm having a very personal reflection of my own relationships, of my own life, yada, 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 yada. Okay. We've been over this already. I explained it earlier. MC Benji or other people who joined late, you have to watch the VOD for that. But yes, thank you, Burmick. Again, I went through a lot of feelings after I finished this game for the first time over the weekend, right? A lot of feelings. Now that I've had some time to further reflect, I still feel very similarly in terms of my love for this game, but I can see it a little more clearly, obviously, having at least finished it once. And to also have done more of the research around it, obviously through Tim Rogers' action button video, which very comprehensive. Might say arguably too comprehensive at 6 hours. The most comprehensive, right? This game is better than Harvest Moon. It's better. I'm sorry, My Hero Zero. This game is better. You know what? I bet My Hero Zero would understand. This game is also better than Star Fox. This game is better than Final Fight 3. As much as our boy, if you're out there, as much as I know that spinning pile driver that Hagar does is real good in this game, as is the super move where he does the I forgot what it's called. The thing where, you know, he like power slams and then like does this reverse suplex into the spinning pile driver. Woo! I can't remember the name of the move. RIP to Bread. Bread is only in Final Fight 1, Dull Focus. There's no Bread in Final Fight 2 or 3. Bread is, unfortunately, way the fuck down here somewhere. The depths of 117. No justice for Bread, just as there's no justice for Final Fight, as much as I tried, right? How did those games rank so high then? Because Final Fight 3 is far improved over Final Fight 1. That's why. Unless you think Bread should be lower than 100, like around the 50% mark, right? 213 games for 117 for Final Fight 1 and Final Fight Guy, right? Just missing the sound effect on Guy's little spin kick in his combo, right? No bueno. It's fine. It's fine. Tokimeki Memorial. You're better than Harvest Moon. Better than Final Fight 3. I'll absolutely say it's better than Turtles in Time. Canadian Final Fight. It's better than Street Fighter Alpha 2. It's funny, I know who Guy Lapointe is. Lapointe? Lapointe? If I was to say that literally. I think it's Lapointe. I don't say that T at the end. It's kind of silent French. It's probably from Montreal or something, if I had to guess. This game is better than this Sailor Moon fighting game for Tokimeki Memorial. Tokimeki Memorial is also better than Wrecking Crew. It's better than Queen Special. Alright. It's better than Evo. I'm sorry, Ganj. It's true. These high school girls are better than Evo. Final Fight point. Thanks, Dull Focus. Is Tokimeki Memorial better than UN Squadron? Yeah. It's better than Batman Returns. It's better than Human Grand Prix. But is it better than Wonder Project J? It is not. But it's really fucking good. I'll tell you that much. I had assumed this is where I was going to go. I showed my hand actually accidentally when I said, what's not better? And then the first thing I said was Wonder Project J. I was actually hoping to hold that off a little bit, talk more about it, but it's fine. Here we are. Wonder Project J is, funnily enough, an older game than Tokimeki Memorial, right? Like 1994 versus 1996. There's, as much as I love Tokimeki Memorial, there's a that's not a good comparison. What I was about to say was like there's a production quality to Wonder Project J that is unmatched. But like the production quality on Tokimeki Memorial is very, very good. It's just unfortunately like it's a port, right? It's a port. So it's a little diminished because it's not doing what it can actually do at full capacity, right? Like the PlayStation version properly does versus what the TurboGrafx CD version of this game that was originally put out on does. Like the PlayStation version is just a nicer version, right? Of the TurboGrafx CD version. But like the quality of life stuff that I was asking for that's not in this game, it's in that TurboGrafx version. So it's like, it's not the ideal version, but it's still really good. Wonder Project J is a game that was made for the Super Nintendo, you know? Wonder Project J didn't trigger a significant self-reflection in you. No, but it made my eyes cry like fucking crazy in this game too, that I had to consistently have to fight back on stream. Consistently. Del Focus. Does Tokimeki use the SNESos? Yes, it does. It absolutely does. I was to unpause this, change my input to the mouse and alternate port. Look at this. Look at this. And click around, right? Change all the stuff I want. I just didn't use it for purposes of like, doing it this special way on the special Super Nintendo. It's like, it makes me lose my mouse input when I change off into that mode. So I have to like alt tab and then blah, 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 right? So this is a little bit easier for me if I was just like, just do a controller. But I think that says a lot too, where it's like, this game works perfectly fine on a controller, all told. Even with like, on-screen mouse that you're navigating with the joypad, right? It's fine. But the mouse still works. Mouse still works. If I was ranking the PlayStation version of this game, the complete version of Tokimeki Memorial, this game would absolutely be better than Wonder Project J. But this version of it, just purely by technical limitation, not out of poor consideration, right? Like, still really good. It's just not the most ideal version of Tokimeki Memorial to play, right? You want to... Additionally to that, this is the only way I can play this game. I don't speak Japanese. I can't read Japanese. That PlayStation version and the TurboGrafx CD version and a lot of the other Tokimeki games, right? Like, Japan only in Japanese. I would not be able to play them. Yeah, the skill issue. You're not wrong, Skaon. You're not wrong. And I'm not imparting that to this ranking. Like I said, if I was to play the PlayStation version, right? Like, I would absolutely rank this above Wonder Project J and probably more of these games. I'll be honest, if I was to like take this out of scope but still only look at my Super Nintendo games. Better than Super Metroid. Better than Super Punch-Out. Better than Mega Man X. Not as good as Street Fighter 2. Better than Mega Man X. Yeah. Not quite better than Final Fantasy 6. I don't think. Maybe. Yeah, it's better than Endless Duel. It's too important. As much as y'all know, I love this game. I love this game so much, right? I can see why Tokimeki Memorial is as important as it is, right? It's too important. It's too goddamn important. But that's not the game we're ranking, right? We're ranking the Super Nintendo version. So, number 19. Congratulations. I think that's a great place to put it. Wonder Project J. I even I think about this sometimes. And I'm just like, it might be better than some of these. But these are good ass video games up here, y'all. This. I talk about this all the time. The zone up here is solid. I've ever played Pouncing Pixels. Also, first off, thank you for joining. Hello, good to see you. Nice to meet you. First time chatter. Pouncing Pixels. I have not played Wonder Project J2, but so Pouncing Pixels, to give you some history, I did play Wonder Project J in its completion as a separate series from this show, which is Let's Rank almost every Super Nintendo game, but I still did rank it afterwards. I played that game to completion, and oh my god, did I ever fall in love with it, right? But I did show the crowd and folks at home a little bit of Project J2 because I was aware of it. I never played it, but let's just say it is on the short list to be played to completion because I loved this game so much. I think it's more people need to know about Wonder Project J, in my opinion. Would I call this game important in the same way that I think Tokimeki Memorial is? No, right? But is that by factor of just its influence was from its what people talk about today is just not really focused on it? Maybe, right? Turn to a used car salesman. Boy, because I talk to my hands a lot. I know this can. But yeah, Pouncing Pixels. I don't know the full story with Project J2. I know just as much as the opening of that game is, and I want to play it. I want to play it very badly. Just have to find the time for it, right? But again, like I said, it's on a short list of games I would like to stream for sure, right? Remember all the times that boy got too dumb to open doors? Yeah. And that redneck at the Olympics that's just shooting that machine gun nonstop. It's a good time. It's really funny. MC Benji, it's actually really funny. Kirby's Dream Course, I ranked twice, as you can see here. It's funny. So part 39 is actually a bunch of games that I believed I needed to rank again, because I went into this part believing I had overranked Kirby's Dream Course. And if I'm not mistaken, the game either didn't move or it went up after I played it again. I was like, oh shit, right, this game is incredible. Why did I think I overranked it? I think it went up. Yeah, I also think it went up. It's really good. It's so... The blinding thing about Kirby's Dream Course, it's easy to believe that it's just such a charming game. And it is, obviously. It's got Kirby in it. But in actuality, it's like, no, this game is ripe with fun physics, fun mechanics, really fun chaos factor to it in a way, right? Like a lot of like not random, but like just the physics of it and of like making Kirby bounce around can cause a lot of like what seems like fun and new interesting things to happen as you're playing, right? Much more than like your typical golf game. The only thing that I don't like about Kirby's Dream Course is I wish there were more courses, right? But there's, 3 courses with like 18 holes each. It's still substantial. That's pretty par for course if I was to use. It's pretty similar to what a lot of other golf games typically have. Some even have less courses than that, right? So it's really good. It's really good. Tokimeki Memorial, also a very good video game. I am very glad to go on this experience. I might play this game again sometime, maybe not on stream. Maybe I'll do a check-in or something, but again, I don't want to play this game again. Right? I don't feel the need to do it. I didn't find love. And that's okay. Right? That's okay. And I've come to terms with Tokimeki Memorial in my first playthrough of it. I don't need to see more because I think I've seen enough in my research, with the guide and all that stuff. I still truly believe the way to play this game is with the freshest of eyes as possible. But also, like, I would never diminish anyone playing this game over and over again. Or if you're watching me for the first time, or sorry, if you're watching me play this game and it's your first experience of seeing a lot of this game, it's still absolutely worth playing. I don't want to play it again, but that's a personal decision for me based on my very personal feelings with this game and my relationship with it, quite honestly, right? But like, I'd highly, highly, highly recommend anyone to play this game regardless. So anyways, let's move on from that. I believe we'll call it there. Let me check the uptime really quick. Get to your question in just a second, MC Benji. It's Cam, what were you trying to do? Typing in like exclamation mark follow age? Follow age? Are you like followage, like ponage? Or is that like, are you trying to like ask what my age is? I don't know what that means. It's Kirby's Superstar on the list, asks MC Benji. Yes, Del Focus, thank you for pointing that out. It is indeed. Oh, it's number 50 now, technically, because I ranked Tokimeki Memorial above it, right? But I have said before, I think I might have underranked this game because I just don't have a lot of experience with it, right? But I know, oh my god, some people love the shit out of this game. I was bad at the minigames. I'm bad at all minigames. Del Focus. I want to like this game maybe a little bit more, but I also I didn't play a lot of Kirby games growing up. Kirby is a character that I have very limited experience with. I had the Game Boy game. I had both Game Boy games. I had Kirby's Pinball as well, but that's it. I didn't, until I got Kirby's Dream Course, I had never played Kirby Superstar, so, you know. You played Great Cave Offensive and came away with that? look. It's the blueprint of a great roguelike Metroidvania that Nintendo hasn't made yet for some reason. Again, it's like MC Benji. I need to spend more time with this game. Is probably the real answer. You know, I only played this game for maybe like an hour and a half. I want to say. Again, I found this game very charming, but you know. Oh, Pound Sick Pixels. Thank you for pointing that out. I had copy instead of cut. It seemed so. Thank you for pointing that out. Anyways, what was I saying? Video Cemetery says, that means it must be exactly twice as good as Stone Guardians. I think you mean Stone Protectors, but yes. I always say, right? Video Cemetery, just because something is at number 1, just because something is at 100, such as Stone Protectors now, which, oh god, I'll be so sad once this exits the top 100. Doesn't mean this Stone Protectors is like 10 times worse than Link to the Past. That's not true, right? There's variances in between each and every ranking. Some games it's very close, right? Like for instance, I would say there is a gulf in between Breath of Fire 2 and Donkey Kong Country 3. Because, I do not like Donkey Kong Country. You know this. Let's pick a different example. I think there's a lot of wiggle room in between Lufia 2 and Super Ghouls and Ghosts. There could be a lot of number 45s or 46s or whatever have you in between Lufia 2 and Super Ghouls and Ghosts. As much as I love Super Ghouls and Ghosts, I very, very much talked a lot about this game, how much I liked it when I ranked it, right? There's a lot of room in here because I think Lufia 2 is that much better than Super Ghouls and Ghosts, right? But in other cases, right, there could be very little room between two games. Let's take, actually perfect example, if you ask me. Where is it? Where is it? Final Fight and Final Fight Guy. Basically the same picture. I just hate Final Fight Guy more because Guy's spin kick doesn't make the whoosh sound when it happens, right? They cut it out of this game for some reason. I have no fucking clue. You don't have enough memory to put one sound clip of the spin kick when Guy finishes his kick combo, goes whoosh. Like, come on. Guy? I don't care. Final Fight Guy? You show me. You show me Guy's passport. It says France on it. I'll consider. France or Canada, right? I'm pretty sure Guy is Japanese. I think. I actually don't know. I actually have no clue now that I think about it some more. Maybe he's American. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. Je me souviens. Thanks, Dolphocus. Okay, let's end this stream. I think Tokimeki Memorial is incredibly fantastic video game. I highly recommend anyone go play it. I think number 19 is incredibly solid amongst very, 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 very good company. If you want proof, Andorre is Italian. Isn't Andorre Italian? I could be wrong on that. I know not Final Fight. Street Fighter 3 would have a bio on Andorre. Andorre is French? Okay. Sure. When's the 5-hour airline Neuroflare? We have to play Aerobiz eventually. We will play Aerobiz one of these days. There's going to be, say that for like a strategy day or something, right? I have that lumped in with a bunch of other strategy games. There's like, what's it called? I don't remember the name of it, but there's a strategy military game that's like got hexes that I can't think of the name of right now, that I plan to play that game in the same loop as Aerobiz, and probably also like one of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms games. Or yeah, like basically how many like Koei games can I drum up for that stream? It might be a snoozer though, right? Like those games are really slow. I've never played Aerobiz. I've only ever seen Nintendo Power. It looks kind of cool. I don't know. I wouldn't know if I'd call that like high action. Yeah, Nobunaga's Ambition. Yeah. I think there's actually a couple Romance of Three Kingdoms games as well, if I'm not mistaken. It's not just one. Actually, there might be more versions of Nobunaga's Ambition on that game, on that series, on that Super Nintendo as well. There's also, what's the other one? The one that's the Civil War. What's the name of that game? Shit. I don't want to type this into the Google machine. Civil War Super Nintendo. Actually, I guess the Marvel movies would have eaten up probably that if I start mentioning video games in this. What's the name of that game? I played a bunch of Aerobiz when I was like 14, 15. It seemed neat. I never tried it. North and South? It's not North and South. Super Conflict. That's the name of the, I think, the hex-based game I was thinking about. What is the name of this game? Let me see if I can find it. Strategy games SNES. All right, there's Romance of Three Kingdoms. 3! Holy Jesus. Okay. War Battle, yep. Amida Lagoon, yep. There's another Romance of Three Kingdoms game. Although I guess that's hard to say. This is obviously Liberty or Death. That's it. Jesus Christ. Could you imagine this shit showing up in Nintendo Power? Look at this album art. That is just... Pouncing Pistols. Thank you. That's Revolutionary War? Oh, sorry. You're right. I thought it was Civil War. I was wrong. You're right. This is the American Revolutionary War instead. I forgot. Yeah, it's like, absolutely. I mean, it makes sense. George Washington and stuff here, right? If it was the Civil War, it would have been like Lincoln or something up here instead of Washington on the box art. Part of Koei's historical simulation series. Also, the name of this game is Liberty or Death. That is incredible. And like originally an MS-DOS game, right? Or no, PC 98? Christ. And then 1 year later, someone said, oh, we should put this on the Super Nintendo. Pacific Theater Operation 1 and 2 are also doozies. I've never played them. But again, someday, Pouncing Pixels, we will have to go on a strategy spree. And I would also note, I am not good at strategy games, generally speaking. Although, Pouncing Pixels, because you're new around here, I did also play one. Hold on. Uncharted Waters, which is down here at 149, but my heart is fond for this game because I had it growing up. But even I can recognize it's not that good. It's not that good. It's fun in its own weird kind of Age of Sailing kind of way, but you know, it's neat. It's neat. The only reason it's above Cool Spot, oh, that's because Cool Spot's a bad video game. Telefocus. Koei games hit different. They made a dating sim called Angelique, incidentally. What is Angelique? I'm not going to get like... Just put Angelique into the Google machine. I don't know what I would get. Angelique for the SNES? Is this right? Wow, look at this. What is this? I've never seen this before. Thank you for pointing it out to me, Pouncing Pixels. Angelique is a video game series. Japanese otome game. Is this basically like a... Yeah, it's a dating sim for women. Look at that. That's neat. I would love to try this. Angelique, also French Canadian. Yeah, I guess maybe. I don't know how French Canadian these ladies are, but you know, maybe. I think they're just French. Rosalia de Cartagena. That's incredible. These are good names. These are good names. Wow, Koei making a dating sim. That's fucking wild. I'm into it though. Angelique Special 2, the sequel. Oh, interesting. Wait, am I even seeing Super... Yeah, here we go. Angelique Voice Fantasy. What? So there's probably voice acting in this game is from what I'm taking from this? Must be, right? Oh, I see. This is the sequel. Or maybe it's the same game and they just put voice acting. I don't know. I don't know. List of characters. I'm assuming. Titles. Uh-huh. There we go. Angelique Voice Fantasy include a special audio CD with an add-on called Voicer-Kun. What? What? Which allowed for the addition of voice acting. Game's content is otherwise identical to the original version. Okay. What's a Voicer-Kun? Oh, the Pouncing Pixel says, oh yeah, there's a version of it that uses an add-on called the Voicer-Kun and lets the SNES control a CD player like a remote. What? I've never heard of this. So, Del Focus, sometimes erroneously called Voice-Kun. Infrared transmitter / receiver that connects to the second controller port. The IR transmitter is used for controlling audio CD players. It's able to learn IR signals from different CD. Why? What do you mean different CD players though? Oh, super oblique. Del Focus. I don't know. I apologize. I need to see this. Show me this thing in action. Not going to that wiki. Fuck that. Let's see this Reddit thread. Can someone explain this weird Super Famicom accessory? Because I finally got my birthday present from the Japanese exchange student back in Japan. Their mom took photos to sell a second set on their online store, and I'm using their photos, and I opened my copy set. Thank you all so much. Even this person who got it as a gift is like, I don't know what this is. Can someone help? Oh, jeez. Is this person showed in action? I'm gonna have to mute it, fortunately, until... Yep. Yep.
What is going on?
What? Oh, wait. Oh, I thought the guy was like using his voice to like make selections. Like,
no.
What?
I don't understand.
Okay, this person is just as confused as I am, I think. I need to know more about how this thing works. I'm gonna look this up another time. I can't. I don't think any emulator support. Yeah, that's probably also why I've never heard of it. Pounce to Pay. Like, I never seen like in a input menu say like Voicer-Kun, and then that's when I would be like, what the fuck is a Voicer-Kun? Right? Probably hard pressed to find a word out. The CD itself is on. So read that description again. What the fuck? IR transmitter / receiver connects to the second controller port. So you put that device into the second controller port. IR transmitter is used for controlling audio CD players. So that means you have a CD player on the side or something, but so you put the game CD that comes with the game into a CD player, but then what plays on the CD player? That's what I'm asking, right? So like the IR transmitter tells the audio CD player to like go to track number 2. What's on track number 2? Whatever the SNES tells it to play. But like, yeah, but like what is it gonna tell the CD to player play? Is it telling it like, does it like do voice, like, is that where the voice acting comes through? It is the voices? That's incredible. That's incredible. Yeah, jeez. Allowed for the addition of voice. That's fucking sick. Yeah, it took me a sec to wrap my brain around the process of it, but I get it now. So that is sick. That is sick. Y'all. Video games are pretty cool sometimes. That's what I'm saying. I think video games are pretty cool. Pouncing Pixels, thank you so much for joining today. Thank you for informing me of this. This is a treat. Now I'm going to, after this stream is over, just look up Angelique. I'm going to see like how much of that game I can play without that stuff, obviously, but I'm very curious. I'm very curious. I wonder if there's like a English translation perhaps for it. Maybe. I should check that right now. Let's type in this little search box here. Angelique. Oh, look at this. Oh, it's unfinished. That's unfortunate. Yeah, it's in the works. At least a full script is online? Okay. I don't like playing games with like a side script. I'd have to be like really jonesing to play it if that was the case. But yeah, it's being worked on. I'm excited for that. Now I'm gonna keep my eyes out for Angelique, it seems, right? Love to see it. Love to see it. Justice for a cool spot? That's not happening. It's K-On! It's K-On! Look. I know you think I'm harsh on Virgin Entertainment / Shiny Entertainment. I just don't like the games that they make by any stretch. I don't like Aladdin. Obviously, I don't like Earthworm Jim, even aside from the reasons we've talked about before. I don't like MDK. No, MDK is terrible. Don't play MDK. It's not good. I don't like any of the games they've made. I will. Enter the Matrix is not very good. Go play Path of Neo instead. I think Enter the Matrix is interesting conceptually, but it's not a good game. It's not a good game. It's not a good game. I love the Matrix. Love the Matrix. Boy, that game is not good. Messiah, this game is also not very good. This weird ass baby. I don't know. It's weird. It's Terminator 3 game? No. Right? Even if I went back to fucking Person Interactive. These games are a little before my time. Obviously, a lot of ports, right? Chuck Rock, Jesus Christ. Where did their own games kind of start? It's kind of hard to see, right? Wait, no, this isn't the right page, right? I'm not looking at the right thing. Also, not typing Aladdin in correctly. I always put an extra L when I don't mean it's double D's and then IN. Game. There we go. Virgin Games. Okay, there we go. Wait, no, this is the same thing. Whatever. I don't care. I don't think they've ever made a good game, in my opinion. Not that I cared for, at least. Anything that's like originally theirs? No thanks. I'm good. Good. RJ hates Golden Axe? I don't think Golden Axe is bad. I think Golden Axe is fine. I'm not going to call Golden Axe a good beat 'em up. But, you know, my personal opinion. My personal opinion. Again, put in my opinion in front of all of this stuff. I need to end this stream. We're going to raid Liv after, so hang on to your butts for that. But first, I do the promo because, of course, this video is going to be archived over here at youtube.com/@RJLee. Of course, like, comment, subscribe there, all that good stuff. So it's free to do, so you might as well. But watching on the VOD, hey VOD, why don't you come on to twitch.tv/RJLee. Join me live, hit the follow button, it's also free. You can handle the notification every time I go live. You can join all this fine chatters in my chat. Hey again, Pouncy Pixels, thank you again for joining me. It's the first time, right? Glad to have you. Wonderful insight today, again. Angelique Lore goes hard. It was developed by a studio within Koei called Ruby Party that consisted entirely of women. That rules. Hell yeah, let's go. Let's go. I need to learn more about Angelique. I'm super curious. Right, of course, if you do wish to support me financially, you can always do so with Twitch sub, get rid of them pesky ads, get to all the fun emotes, you know, stuff like that. But if you want to instead, you can always pass me a tip or donation to support me. Also, my lighting stream. Okay, there we go. Just click the links down below in my Twitch panels. There's a curious face there. It says click here, tip or donate. That just goes to my Stream Mountains page. That's the most direct way to support me. Thank you so much. Everyone who's ever done that. It's just a simple PayPal transaction. Of course, doing so, you can do a $20 tip or 8 gift subs or 2,000 bits and suggest a Super Nintendo game for yourself, and I have to play it as soon as possible. As long as it's not the very end of the show, like it is right now. As long as the show is happening, it is right now. And as long as I'm not playing someone else's game, right? I'll play your game as soon as possible. I'll just very gently put you into the queue. There's no queue anymore. You know, we finished ranking Tokimeki Memorial, which was My Hero Zero's pick. Thank you for putting that in. Just the tip. It's Kaon. Thank you very much. No queue anymore is cleared off the last commitment that we had. So thank you to My Hero Zero for obviously doing that. You're very, very generous of them. Of course, if you wish to see this full list of Super Nintendo games for yourself, come on. There we go. Full of 213 Super Nintendo games for yourself. Go over to tinyworld.com/SNES ranking. We'll see this full list. I got to update Tokimeki Memorial, obviously. See this full list for yourself. There is a handy dandy little YouTube archive time-coded link beside every single one of that. Is not a... I don't have that set up, They'll Focus, but thank you. Every single one of these videos has a handy little time-coded YouTube archive link beside it. Goes right to the moment when I start playing those games. So please use those freely and check that out. If you need to know, how does Stone Protectors rank? Why? How did it get to 100? Where did it start until Tokimeki Memorial happened to bring it to 100, you need to know. Go to tinyurl.com/SNES ranking. Then go click on that part 12 link. It'll take you right there and I'll start playing it. And you'll see very quickly why I fell in love with this game. That guy had a gun! He had a gun! You hit the punch buttons and he punches, and then he's got his other button, which is for his special attack, and it's just him shooting his gun. And he does a combo with a grenade. That guitar solo, yeah. Woo! Twist that! Right? It was so good, I decided to speedrun it, apparently, right? Smash TV's too low? I'd be hard-pressed to put it above Libble Rabble. It's K-On! I would... Smash TV's alright. It's a really good home port, is what I'll say for sure, right? I think it's okay. I think it's okay. It's a little thin, in my opinion, but it's a port of an arcade game, right? So I went away. Yeah, look, all these games, everyone knows I re-rank them once in a while if I really truly feel strongly about it. Really, truly strong about it. One might hypothetically say 6 times strong feeling about it. But you know. Is it a coincidence that 2 arcade ports of games that use 2 joysticks right next to each other? Yeah. Where is it again? Let me find it. Where did I put it? It's not this low. Yeah, that's the funny thing, Pouncing Pixels. What that usually tells me is that there could be room in between, right? It's like Pouncing Pixels is probably not unreasonable to say, like, obviously, taking account to my preferences, taking account to nostalgia, taking account to a game's importance, culturally speaking, taking account to how much fun did I have, taking into account to how much I hate it, what don't I like about it, XYZ. Everything is inclusive to this conversation. It's not unreasonable to also say, like, hey, what are the similar touch points that I can use between games to make a comparison with each other, right? I mean, hell, I even just did it today, right? When it comes to Tokimeki Memorial and Wonder Project J. It's no coincidence that these two things are as close as they are because of all the culmination of those things I mentioned, but also, again, inclusively so. So it's like, this won't be the case every time, but it's easy to see why you might have cases of that. Otherwise, you could still absolutely have weird cases of, like, Pilot Wings and Wrecking Crew 98. There's no thread there other than they're both on the Super Nintendo, and I guess that they're technically both Nintendo developed games. But, you know, it's not always going to be the case. But as a touch point for, like, comparing whether I think a game is better than the other one, yeah. It's like when I first ranked Tokimeki, right? Oh no, that's probably not a... Actually, no, yeah. When I first ranked Tokimeki, I'm like, what's a good starting point? Right? Of like, do I think this game is really better than something or not? And I want to say... What was it? What did I use? It wasn't Wonder Project J because it's really high up. I tend to start closer to the bottom, right? It's originally like part 50-ish. Oh, right. Ace O Nere. I was like, this game has similar kind of vibes, right? It's kind of got, not life sim, but it's like slice of life stuff in Ace O Nere, right? Except it's tennis. Except it's tennis. And it has, like, you know, similar kind of visual novel presentation, right? But like, Tokimeki is still obviously better than it. But sometimes I get to a game and it's just like, yeah, it's similar. And sometimes it makes it harder to rank, obviously, because I have to like really make apples to apples comparisons. Which, obviously, look at the size of this list. A lot of apples to oranges is happening, right? But in this case, I truly do believe One Project J is just a hair better than Tokimeki. I mentioned before, right? This is not the ideal version of Tokimeki to play. Or I think people like to say Tokimemo is actually what some people say out there. As good, as important as I think this game is, if I was ranking the PlayStation 1 version of this game to this Super Nintendo list, I could very clearly say Tokimeki for the PlayStation 1 is way better than many of these very acclaimed video games, right? I think it might be better than Final Fantasy VI. I don't know. It's pretty up there. It's pretty up there. If I was, but I'm not. So I will often, as folks know, when I do these rankings, I will often say like, I'd rather play this, which is not always what makes something better. It can be indicative, right? But like, I say that even with games that I don't rank well, like for some dumbass reason, I would love to play more Jurassic Park. A morbid curiosity. A game that even I love in my heart because I loved Jurassic Park a lot when I was a kid. But this game is not good. It's not good. It's not good at all. So, it's like, if I had like a free weekend and a whim, I'd be like, yeah, let's load up Jurassic Park. Let's see how far we can get. Let's collect some fucking eggs and do weird as hell first person sequences, right? If I had the time. If I had the time. As Kaon said, the thing about the list is, if I hacked the ocean logo out of the ROMs, a lot would rank higher. I don't know. That's not true, it's Kaon. That's not true. Adam's Family for the Super Nintendo still feels like dog shit. I even tried that hack version that you told me to play. That game is still dog shit. I hate that game. I hate that game. It feels so bad. It's not true. Plastic Pickle says the Saturn version of Tokimeki has a translation patch in the works. So you want to revisit it one day, there's a chance it'll be finished. Ooh. Plastic Pickles, that voice acting would add so much to the experience, right? I don't speak a lick of Japanese, but even just hearing the voices come through, right, would really solidify my feelings about how personal I still feel about the experience of playing this game, right? It's already one thing to see like Shori's face and see her like not be that impressed with you at the gate. She looks kind of like nonplussed, and like all the other girls kind of have like a variation of that, obviously, right, when they first meet you and stuff. But like the voice acting and stuff mattering too, like that adds like just more emotion, right? Especially as someone, as I mentioned earlier, as I was playing this game, as a game that I self-insert myself into a whole lot, right? So, if I told you Konami made Adam's Family, you'd be like, fuck yeah, this is intentionally great. No, I wouldn't. I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing, Konami? This is dog shit. This controls like dog water. Why are you doing this? You've done so much better. How did you go from Castlevania to this? This jump is terrible. What are you doing? The acceleration on this running makes no sense. Sprint shoes? Get out of here. Even with the hack and taking the sprint shoes out, it's still bad. Still bad. Sounds terrible. Ugh. And again, maybe we'll fall through. There's a joke in the ROM hacking community that Tokimemo is cursed since like a dozen fan translations attempts have started and failed. Yeah. I actually didn't know that. But I can see it. When I think about like I don't want to call it peak. I don't think that's the right term to use, Pouncing Pixels, but it's like when I think about like the late 90s with obviously the rise of the internet, right? And the rise of emulation at that time. Lots of us remember using Nesticle in, Z SNES or Z SNES if you prefer, right? It's like finding like translation patches was like so fucking wild at the time. People were like, especially when like RPGs from Japan were as hot as they were, right? People were like, what the hell is this Shin Megami Tensei thing? What the hell is this, Tales of Fantasia? This looks incredible. And it was. Right? There's a lot of stuff in there that like people are like, what is this? I would love to know more. Seiken Densetsu 3, right? And that shit hit at the time. It was like those games had just dropped as if they're brand new in North America, assuming you were into emulation and had an internet connection, right? But like, yeah, like these games being hard to hack and like having spaghetti, like that's how a lot of games were programmed back then. So it doesn't surprise me, right? How hard that stuff really is. It's like, it says a lot about the way that these games stand the test of time for people's passions to still want to be worked on in this way. I said that even when I played Super Fire Pro Wrestling Special in full, Pouncing Pixel, which I also did a separate series on because I was that game was like a white whale for me growing up, right? I was like, I love Fire Pro Wrestling. I didn't have any translation patch or any of those games. I had a copy of which one was it? I think it was Super Fire Pro Wrestling 2. I think I had. Might have been 1. It was either Super Fire Pro Wrestling 1 or 2. Maybe it was 3 even. It might have been 3. I don't know. Could be either one of these. I had a copy of it growing up on my special Super Nintendo. It's a disc copier. I had a disc copier growing up because I had very cool cousins that came over from Hong Kong. And like, it was wild to play that thing. And I was like, then I saw it's like, wait, what? This one has a story mode in it? And obviously like the legacy of that game like went on past like the 2000s into the 2010s, and people were talking about this game because obviously it was, a big deal for like Shinji Mikami and stuff. No, hold on. Nope, the other. I get them messed up all the time. I should know his name. I'm an idiot. Suda51, thank you. It's Kaon. God. Pouncing Pixels, you should also know I'm terrible with names. So I can't remember the names for shit. Anyways, yeah, Suda51, it's like his whole starting point. It's technically Fire Pro Wrestling 3 is a starting point, but notably where you really got to see, him do his first full scenario writing chops. Super Fire Pro Wrestling Special, right? I'd always want to try it. Obviously, the ending of it is notorious, right? The whole story of how the game came together is also notorious. So, like, I was deeply always like, man, if only I could read Japanese and play it. And then when it dropped, like, this year, I'm like, I have to do this, right? And then, so, yeah, I played it on stream and stuff like that, obviously. So, I still think it's really cool. Number 51, but still really cool. So far as Domain was a good site for translations back then. Yeah, I remember going to like the actual like it's funny, it's Kaon. This is also back then it was more likely people would just make a website for anything, right? Including these translation groups like Aeon Genesis having had their own website, which I went to all the time. I was like, oh, they drop anything today, right? Is there an update on this Shin Megami Tensei patch? Any more news about, you know, like this Tales of Fantasia? And then it dropped and you're like, oh my god, right? Cool as hell. It was a hell of a scene back then. One that I wish I could have found ways to be more involved in, but it's like, you know, it all felt very novel at the time, and I think that's very, very cool. It's a very good French site that had ROMs for everything, including translations. That was actually a thing, right? It's like, it wasn't easy to get that stuff databased in real clean ways. Also, like, internet was slower, and, you know, it's a different time. It's a different time. There's much easier ways for people to organize these days. You know, back then, not everyone knew how to use MIRC or BBS, right? I mean, I did, but that's aside from the point. You know, it's funny to think. It's like, I think we were talking about the other day, right, Del Focus? It's like when Discord, their CEO changed or whatever it was, right? And I was like, oh, it's time to go back to MIRC. And like a lot of people are like, you're a sicko. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, no one else here knows how the fuck this thing works. We see what you're doing and we're like, that looks foreign. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Y'all didn't use MIRC? Like, come on. How'd you get your files back in the day? You know, having to do a DCC command. Like, yeah, let's go. Let's go. Different time. I have to end the stream. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Let's raid Liv. I'm assuming Liv is still going. Let me double check that really quick. Yeah, she is. Let's cut the recording. Let's end the episode. Thank you so much, all the new folks. Pimes Pixels, again, very glad to have you. Hope to see you again in the future, right? We'll see more Super Nintendo games, of course, for me, on top of other stuff that I'm playing. I did all the promo, right? Yeah, I did. Okay. Let's go to the end card. What's coming up? I played Rocksmith already this week earlier. My finger is feeling a little iffy, to say the least. Need to let that heal up a little bit. Maybe, I don't want to commit to it. Maybe we'll play Front Mission. Yes, thank you, Scout. Maybe we'll play Front Mission 3 tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know if we'll do like a really long stream. It is Friday night. I'll think about it. Follow me on the Blue Sky, obviously. And we'll see. Also, like, I don't know, maybe I end up just like hanging out with Liv and watching her because I know she's been streaming a little more. So I might take a break as well, which we should all do once in a while. So thank you all so much again. Have a good night. Take care of yourself. And, you know, get a drink. Go get some more water. Stretch. You all tell me to do it all the time. I need to do it more. Have a nice dinner. Go hug someone you love. Or if not, call your mother. Maybe call a friend. Ask them how they're doing. All that good stuff, right? Thank you all so much for joining me. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good night. Peace.